The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park. Tom Townsend was shot in the neck while he was sitting in his SUV early Tuesday morning. He founded Pianos for People, an organization that gives free pianos and lessons to families who couldn't otherwise afford them. Townsend will likely need facial reconstructive surgery because of his injuries. St. Charles County Police are investigating after two women say armed men took their SUV right inside the driver's home garage. The incident took place around 4:30 Tuesday morning in the Riverbend Estates subdivision. The women said they noticed a car following them, and after parking in the garage, two armed men demanded their money and keys. This report brought to you by Amco Ranger Pest Control, protecting what matters since 1965. 97.1 News Time 5:03. It's 72 degrees. Sports is brought to you by RP Lumber. Best service, best value. The Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. Paul DeYoung hit a two-run homer. Yadier Molina added a two-run single, and starter Austin Gomber allowed 6 hits and 1 run in 5 innings. It was the Cardinals' third straight win, and they sit in the second National League wildcard spot. They wrap up their 3-game series with an early start today at 11:10. And the Blues started preseason play last night with a 5-3 loss to the Stars in Dallas. They take on the Wild in Minnesota tonight at 7. 97.1 News Time 5:04. It's 72 degrees.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's 5:04 and 72 degrees, and FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This hour brought to you by Lance Drury Law. IRS problems? Call local attorney Lance Drury for legal help. 314-260-6120 or go to lancedrurylaw.com.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Why should I pay the same amount for a compact parking space as I do for a regular space, right? What kind of lot doesn't reward me for selflessly buying a smaller car to provide more parking room for others?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Dr. Bob Arnott for Salonpas.
I'm training for the world's most grueling paddleboard race. 32 miles of open ocean, high winds and surf. Naturally, I get a lot of muscle pain. 50 years in medicine has taught me what to look for in a pain reliever. Powerful, targeted, non-addictive, and available without a prescription. I found it in Salonpas Lidocaine Plus. It has 2 powerful anesthetics that numb nerves right where it hurts. Salonpas gives me relief.
Something extraordinary is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. You can make any purchase, pay nothing down, and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Imagine a $7,000 designer ring or diamond bracelet for less than $120 a month. 0 down, 0 interest for 5 years on anything. You can't miss this limited time offer. You can finance the entire purchase price, including the tax, on approved credit. Get details now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
Have you discovered the Lombardo difference? Discover unrivaled quality and extraordinary details. Discover customization perfectly suited to you. Discover Cambridge Falls, an exquisite Lombardo homes community located on the east side of Wilmer Road, north of Highway N in Wentzville. Cambridge Falls offers ranch and colonial homes from 2,000 to over 3,000 square feet, all with a finished recreation room in the lower level, starting in the high 200s. Cambridge Falls is proud to be part of the acclaimed Wentzville School District. To learn more, visit lombardohomes.com.
Honey, it's time. We can't put it off another year. If you've heard this from your spouse lately, then you've probably spent some time outside lamenting the condition of your home. Unattractive siding, old drafty windows. If you can't stand another season with these, call Banner Construction today. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor, which means we have the expertise to properly install top quality James Hardie fiber cement siding on any home. When you hire Banner, you're not just purchasing products. You're investing in 25 years of home improvement expertise with a company that cares about the final result. Banner also installs James Hardie's Beechworth windows. Beechworth windows are beautiful beautiful wood windows with maintenance-free exteriors. Compare to Marvin, Pella, or Renewal by Andersen, and you'll see that Beechworth has the best features from each brand, all in one incredible window. Don't put it off another day. Call Banner Construction at 314-569-1050. And have a banner day. Call 314-569-1050.
This hour brought to you by Lance Drury Law. IRS problems? Call local attorney Lance Drury for legal help. 314-260-6120 or go to lancedrurylaw.com.
The Marc Cox Show.
I want to compliment your show on how fair and level-headed everything you guys talk about.
Who is this guy? He's saying what we've been saying forever.
Maybe what we need from a conservative standpoint is
The Marc Cox Show.
I respect that. We don't agree.
Listen to both sides.
Let's get it on. Is the Marc Cox Show.
I think there should be a much broader agenda, and I know it's difficult to imagine having the Congress work on so many issues at the same time because it does require a level of organization and follow through that is hard, and I know that, having been there. If there is evidence that comes up about high crimes and misdemeanors, yes, it should be followed through on. But there is so many other things that need to be addressed.
Lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up! All right.
So there you have it. Hillary Clinton. Sorry to do that to your ears at this hour of the day, but. Yeah,
so early for that.
She spoke out this morning or last night. What channel was she on?
She was on Rachel Maddow's show.
Rachel
MSNBC,
Maddow.
I believe is the one.
I see. Yeah. Rachel Maddow's show is where Hillary felt. I guess she felt like she had a safe space there. What do you think?
I'd say so. Yeah, those are her people.
Yeah, and apparently she was on her meds last night. Is that what you told me?
She seemed as reasonable as she possibly could seem.
Wow. So she didn't. What did she say about Brett Kavanaugh? We have that on here somewhere, don't we? Let's see. Cut 37.
There has to be a set of standards. And yes, there should be due process for everyone involved. And I think that's what Dr. Ford is asking for. She's asking for due process. She's asking that there be an investigation. At the end of the investigation, she might very well decide not to pursue her willingness to testify.
Should everyone get due process? Can we all agree on that?
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Thank you. I think we need some due process, don't you?
I'd say.
Yeah. We need us some due process. Hey, you know what? Yesterday was a big day. I was glued to the TV all day. It was good stuff. High drama.
Good entertainment.
And I'm going to talk about this because there could be a soapbox coming up in a few minutes. But the bottom line is this. There's going to be a hearing Monday, whether anybody shows up for it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be a vote Wednesday. So show up or don't show up. Speak up or shut up.
Mm-hmm.
We're voting Wednesday. Couldn't be happier about that. Can I just tell you that and get this here? And we'll talk more about this, but the delaying tactics continue. The call for an FBI investigation, even though federal authorities say that would be highly unusual since there's no evidence, no crime scene. This could all have come from a dream, like Eric Greitens' accuser said one time. We don't know, but it's so clear now that it's all just an attempt to drag this out, because if they got an investigation, it would take weeks, if not months.
Right.
It would delay this past the election, which is what they're after. And Mitch McConnell and Chuck Grassley and Roy Blunt and all of them aren't going to give the Democrats that. And they're like, here, we've set up a hearing. We give what you wanted. It's Monday. You ignored our emails, but you had time to go on CNN and talk about the fact that, well, why didn't they call? They admitted they got the emails, but they ignored them. And then they went on CNN and complained about it. And then said that she's not prepared to testify Monday. She'll testify, but she's not ready.
Not yet.
For Monday. So anyway.
Yeah.
That's the latest on that. Kim Jong-un, little rocket man, ready to come back to the table. And he's talking to South Korea again, talking about dismantling nuclear power plants and all that. I was waiting for the left to stand up and start applauding these diplomatic efforts by President Trump, but I haven't picked up on that. I didn't see those headlines this morning.
We must have missed it.
I'm sure.
We just weren't.
I just overlooked it.
Right spot.
I just didn't do enough show prep till 9 o'clock last night. That's what it was. I just didn't see it. I'm sure it's out there
TV
somewhere.
for nothing yesterday. They didn't show you anything.
What are you watching? Cartoons?
You know, did you watch any of the? I know the question for Denise because she was probably napping at this point, but I couldn't sleep. So when I got home, I turned the TV on.
I don't have that problem.
I know. I turned the TV on, and the president was holding a news conference with the Polish president, and they're asking him about the tariffs against China. Everybody's so focused on the tariffs against China. Our friend John Decker from Fox News Radio was asking him the question, and he's like, "Listen, they've been robbing us to the tune of about $350 billion a year for years. Why the previous occupants of this residence didn't do anything about that, I don't know. But this is kind of my bailiwick, and I'm going to do something about it because we're getting ripped off here." And he pointed out something that I pulled for show prep earlier in the week, and I forgot to get to it. The president's plan on tariffs is working. Have you seen the Chinese economic numbers? Now, you may not study the Chinese economic numbers every day, and I might not have noticed it either, but I was on
add that to the list, though.
I was on one of the business websites. Their economy is tanking, right? You think Donald Trump wasn't well aware of that when he put these tariffs on? So on top of all their other internal economic problems, because it's a top-down government in this communist country, on top of all their other economic pressures, they've now got their primary trading partner, the United States, putting the screws to them. He knows exactly what he's doing. The Chinese may retaliate, but they won't be able to retaliate for long because they're bleeding money right now. So he knows there's a method to the madness. I'm just telling you, just pay attention. That's what's going on over there. We can talk more about it a little later on, but I'm telling you, that's what we've got. That's what we got working. Maybe we'll ask Jennifer Kashinka about that Chinese economic numbers later. Think she'll know?
I think she's studying them.
We'll ask her. She probably is.
She's on top of her mind.
She's on top of that stuff. Absolutely. All right. 314-241-9797, our national anthem, and then we'll get to a little soapbox action. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
97.1 News Time, 5:18. It's 72 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. Missouri Task Force 1 has rescued 59 flood victims in North Carolina in the wake of Hurricane Florence. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park Tuesday morning. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 last night. They played this morning at 11:10. 97.1 News Time, 5:18.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Well, we just had some debris reported westbound 6440 before Mason. Watch for that in the right lane. But for the most part, things look good at this hour. It's pretty quiet on the roadways. Starting at 9 o'clock this morning, though, crews will close the ramp from eastbound 6440 to 11th Street. That ramp will be closed for 15 days. So just bear that in mind if that's part of how you get to, is that your normal route to a Cardinals game? You can just go ahead and take 14th or the 6th Street ramp. Right now, things look good, and that ramp is open. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 5:19.
Don't forget to tune into the Sheen Vein Minute every Wednesday morning on FM News Talk 97.1 at 8:16. Dr. Sheen of the Sheen Vein Institute will be your guide to healthier legs. For more information, please go to thesheenveininstitute.com. Let the Sheen Vein Institute help change your life.
Something extraordinary is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. You can make any purchase, pay nothing down, and get zero interest financing for 5 whole years. Imagine a $7,000 designer ring or diamond bracelet for less than $120 a month. Zero down, zero interest for 5 years on anything. You can't miss this limited time offer. You can finance the entire purchase price, including the tax, on approved credit. Get details now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct.
Olive 270 at City Place.
Listen to why Drew from Afton referred Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage to family members.
We first contacted Michael several years ago when we bought our house. Got a great rate, service was terrific and everything. And then just recently we refinanced. Michael was extremely knowledgeable, experienced, friendly, and accommodating, and just real easy to work with. We never felt like a number. We knew right away we were in good hands. And we did our research. We contacted several other companies, and Michael actually got us the best rate. He saved us a lot of money. In fact, we were so pleased that when our son, daughter, and our nephew were ready to buy their first homes, they all went to Michael as well. So Michael's sort of a member of the family.
Call Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage, 314-336-6050. That's 314-336-6050. Or at CommunityMortgageSTL.com. Community Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 224143 and 250353.
Join me, Thomas Helbig, along with Marc Cox and Mark Close for the last Protecting Your Retirement educational event of the year on Tuesday, October 9th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30 p.m. There's limited seating, so you need to hurry. Call right now to reserve your space, 855-755-1555. Do you know the latest strategies for increasing your returns, reducing your risk, and increasing your retirement income? Do you know how to protect your assets in volatile times and help maximize the legacy you leave your heirs? Do you also know how to have a comprehensive written retirement income plan? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 or older, you don't want to miss this last event. Protect your retirement nest egg and join me, Thomas Helbig, along with Marc Cox and Mark Close at the Frontenac Hilton on Tuesday, October 9th at 6:30 p.m. Call 855-755-1555 or online at retirementkey.com. That's 855-755-1555 or online at retirementkey.com.
Traffic reports at your fingertips. Real-time traffic online. Log on to 971talk.com for real-time traffic updates.
Brought to you by Deck and Patio Living. Make your backyard dreams come true. Call 890-2222.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Marc Cox. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797. This is the Marc Cox Morning Show. Find everything Marc Cox at 971talk.com/Cox.
It's dated March 30th, 2015, and it shows him saying this to the people in attendance.
We had a good saying that we've held firm to this day, as the dean was reminding me before the talk, which is what happens at Georgetown Prep stays at Georgetown Prep. That's been a good thing for all of us, I think.
So MSNBC there playing that clip to lead you to believe that Brett Kavanaugh has a secret. They went back from some speech he gave, I guess, at his high school back in 2015. Is that what it was, Tricia? Yeah.
Let me check those numbers real quick.
Anyway, MSNBC pulled that one clip out of there they've been going through the yearbook.
Yep.
Can you remember all the silly things people tried to put in the yearbook that you hoped would get past the editors at the yearbook, but you doubted that it would? Yes. It was like a challenge. What stupid thing can I say on here under my senior picture that they won't catch? Mm-hmm. Everybody did things like that.
Yeah, that was correct. 2015, during a speech at the Catholic University of America.
Yeah, so he gave a speech there, and MSNBC cherry-picked that little clip to make it sound like Kavanaugh was hiding something. But we got the full clip for you. Where's cut? Go to cut 1 for me, please.
By coincidence, 3 classmates of mine at Georgetown Prep were graduates of this law school in 1990 and are really, really good friends of mine, Mike Bidwell, Don Ergo, and Phil Merkel, and they were good friends of mine then and are still good friends of mine as recently as this weekend when we were all on email together. But fortunately, we had a good saying that we've held firm to this day, as the dean was reminding me before the talk, which is what happens at Georgetown Prep stays at Georgetown Prep.
So, have you ever been to Las Vegas? Have you been to Vegas?
Sure have, a few times.
What did you say when you went to Vegas?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Thank you. It's a famous saying. Everybody says it, but
unless
now
you
apparently
see in the movie The Hangover, and then some stuff comes back with you.
If you can remember it.
Sometimes it's a tattoo. Sometimes it's more serious than a tattoo that comes back with you. Yeah. Sometimes it's a stripper that comes back with you. Apparently, according to that movie.
You marry her. Yes.
Yeah. I know somebody that happened to. Not a stripper, but like went to Vegas and ended up married. I know. Anyway, I won't tell that story. Didn't go there planning on it. What's that?
To a stranger?
No, I don't. I don't know if he. I don't know if he knew her before he got there or not. But they ended up married, and then they had to get an annulment and all that stuff. So, yeah,
that sounds like your.
So anyway, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? But they don't want you. They want you to believe there was something sinister about that. Let's go ahead and get to the soapbox, please.
Now, Marc Cox Soapbox.
Well, the libs have reached a new low in American partisan politics with this attack on Brett Kavanaugh. And if you can't see the puppet masters at work here, I'll be happy to point that out for you. Christine Blasey Ford is a blunt object that Democrats intentionally kept in their back pocket until they needed to pull it out and batter their opponents around the head. Does this make sense to any of you? Because it is absolutely the truth. And listen, Dianne Feinstein and Chuck Schumer are pulling the strings here, and Feinstein as much as admitted it yesterday.
And I think it's really too bad that no one called her or called her lawyer. My understanding is she got emails. And this is a woman, and I really believe, who's been profoundly impacted by this. Now, I can't say everything's truthful. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you pick up on that? I can't say everything's truthful. I don't know. So after not responding to Republicans for 4 days, last night, Christine Blasey Ford's attorney went on CNN. Shocker. And admitted getting the emails that she'd never responded to. Tried to paint her client as a victim and claims that she hasn't had time to prepare for a Monday hearing. 36 years isn't enough time to prepare for a Monday hearing? Are there still repressed memories that we don't know about that have to be drawn out? Or are there more stories that need to be made up for maximum political damage. You know what? I give Chuck Grassley and the Republicans credit. I thought they were entirely too quick to offer her the opportunity to testify, but clearly there was a method to their madness. Now they say if she doesn't testify Monday, which her attorney says she won't, they're going to move ahead with a vote on Wednesday of next week. That's beautiful. More proof this was political theater. She wrote the letter this past summer. She's a doctor. And while PhD often stands for piled higher and deeper, she understood full well what would happen if this allegation saw the light of day. She was no doubt doing her postgraduate work during the Anita Hill hearing. Don't tell me she didn't see this coming. You don't need to be a psychic or a psychologist to realize that. But once again, we're waving the victim card, and her attorney tells us we're expecting far too much from a person they now refer to as a sexual assault victim. She's been threatened, they say. She's worried about her family's safety, they say. Cry me a river. A blind moonbat would have seen this coming. And, of course, the most important point is here, Judge Kavanaugh says this never happened, and he didn't know this woman. His friend Mark Judge said the same thing. So I think it's time for us to push back a little bit on the hashtag #MeToo movement. Yeah, I know it's not a popular opinion, but if you've lived with this horrible stress for 36 years and never saw fit to mention it until the time you could rob another individual of their ultimate career goal, that reeks of vengeance, not justice. We'll be right back.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
From the Fox Business Network, Tesla shares skidded yesterday, down more than 3%, after the company confirmed the Justice Department is investigating CEO Elon Musk's tweet in August, saying he secured funding to take the company private. Tesla says it is cooperating. The Securities and Exchange Commission is also investigating the claim. Gillette is about to sell a new type of razor. It's heated. USA Today says for $109, you get a starter kit with one heated razor handle, a charger, and 6 heated razor cartridges. Parent company Procter & Gamble has been cutting prices and has already introduced 8 new Gillette products this year to attract business. Investors shrugged off trade concerns yesterday. The Dow was up 184 points. The Nasdaq gained 60, and the S&P was up 15. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
Email phishing attacks cost businesses billions annually in real cash, data loss, and brand damage. Phishing emails are hard to detect because the messages appear to be legitimate to unsuspecting employees. Introducing Barracuda Phishline, a groundbreaking cloud-based solution designed to help employees recognize sophisticated email phishing attacks through interactive training reinforced by continuous simulation. Transform your employees from a liability into a line of defense. Go to barracuda.com/PL to learn more.
Fox Business, brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, your dealer for Marvin Windows and Doors in the St. Louis region. FisherWindow.com. Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Traffic looks pretty good at this hour if you're just headed out. No delays. Now, we did have a little bit of volume for eastbound 70 drivers near Cypress, but it's still on the move. In fact, they cleared that debris that was reported 6440 at Mason. Crews do plan to close the ramp from eastbound 6440 to 11th Street today at 9 o'clock. It will be closed for 15 days. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 5:32.
Watch the Marc Cox Show live on the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox. Log on to our website or use your mobile device to join the daily live stream and watch the show. It's the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox.
There's big savings this month at Plaza Land Rover St. Louis. Save over $9,000 off MSRP on the 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Or save more than $11,000 off MSRP on the 2017 Land Rover Discovery. Discover your adventure future and save big at Land Rover St. Louis, a Plaza Motor Company. On Olive Boulevard in Creve Coeur and online at LandRoverSt.Louis.com. MSRP on 2018 Discovery Sport $43,789. Stock number JH746185. MSRP on 2017 Discovery $65,713. Stock number HA042155.
It's not too late. Golden Oak Lending has millions of dollars available with mortgage rates in the threes.
Call Golden Oak now to get your share of lower rates or get cash out. This is James Hawkins. Home values are going up, and that means increased equity. Pay off high-interest credit cards. Eliminate PMI. Fix up your home. This is low-interest money at your disposal.
Just call Golden Oak Lending for a free mortgage checkup. We'll qualify you right over the phone.
And if you're shopping for a new home, we'll get you pre-approved for free, so you'll know just how much home you can afford.
Lock-in rates in the threes. You could even skip 2 months of mortgage payments. And if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge. Call 314-567-GOLD. 567-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, 111 Westport Plaza, St. Louis, Missouri. Call 567-GOLD. 567-GOLD.
Are replacement windows on your to-do list this summer? Not sure who to call? Lakeside Exteriors is offering you 18 months interest-free financing. Or get a free entry door with the purchase of 8 or more Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows, now through October 31st. Fiberglass windows will last you a lifetime. They are the sleek and easy-to-operate windows that you've been looking for. Call us at 636-978-5000 or visit us online at lakesideexteriors.com. And let us help you keep the cold air out this winter. Lakeside Exteriors, helping you create your dream home.
Your world.
Brett Kavanaugh may still win confirmation to the high court, but this thing may get awfully close here.
California college professor Christine Blasey Ford said in a letter that she was molested by Kavanaugh in her high school days.
Your news.
She should not be ignored. She should not be insulted. She should be heard, but so should he.
She sent that letter to Dianne Feinstein.
Keeping you informed.
Senator Feinstein's had the letter since July. She said nothing.
Kavanaugh has unequivocally denied the allegation.
FM News Talk.
You can say the timing smacks of politics.
97.1.
Message and data rates may apply. Please do not text and drive.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Download the app or text SKILL to 484848. Text SKILL to 484848 to try Babbel for free. That's SKILL to 484848.
Marc Cox. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797. You're listening to the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Right now, I want to get to my guest, and he is Sheriff David Clark. We've had him on before. Of course, now he's a senior advisor and a spokesman for the American First Action PAC, at Sheriff Clark on Twitter. Sheriff, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Let me just make a comment before we get into something else on what you just said. This Kavanaugh hearing has turned into a public flogging of a good man. And, you know, it's interesting that people like you, people like me, and most other people with at least half a brain understand what this is. And I don't understand why the GOP, when they have the full power, Chuck Grassley and others, try to appease the Democrats. You cannot appease the Democrats. You're playing into their hand with the strategy. Well, what's it going to hurt to wait a couple weeks? It's going to hurt a lot, because this isn't about anything that Kavanaugh has done. This is about stopping this constitutional process of seating somebody on the Supreme Court, that every time a Republican president nominates somebody, we put them up against this character assassination by the left. This is also a symbol or a sign to any future nominee, because I believe President Trump's going to get at least one more in this first term, and for sure 1 to 2 more in the second term, they're sending a message to Democrats. Don't think of coming up here accepting this nomination because we're going to put you through this same thing. And so to a lot of good people, a lot of good jurists, a lot of good people who would be qualified to sit on the Supreme Court, they're looking at this and saying, I didn't work my whole life to get to this place in life, to have it all destroyed just for another notch up the ladder here on the Supreme Court. So, this is chess, not checkers. And too often the GOP does not know how to play chess. They approach this as if it's a game of checkers. And this is what infuriates the base. It infuriates the American people that we do what we're supposed to do. We went out and elected Donald Trump president of the United States. I don't care what the deep state thinks. I don't care what Mrs. Bill Clinton thinks. I don't care what Joe Biden thinks. We chose this man. And if they think it's a mistake, that's quite all right. We, the people, get to make these mistakes if we want. That's part of our process. And for them to stand in the way, I think is what frustrates. There's a lot of people on our side are going to suffer from political fatigue that may just say in November, to hell with it. We went out and did our job. We did what we were supposed to do, and we were let down by the GOP on Capitol Hill.
It's a great point, Sheriff Clark. I played a bite earlier from Clarence Thomas in 1991, where the first thing out of his mouth was, Mr. Chairman, thank you. The Supreme Court is not worth it. It's basically what he said. If I had to rethink this, I don't know if I would put my family and myself through what I've just gone through in this hearing.
It's amazing. I've gotten to meet and know Justice Thomas. I've got a great book, My Grandfather's Son, and there's a chapter in that book that, in his words, it describes this whole process that he went through to get on the court, and it's sad. It brings a tear to your eye. And this should be one of Brett Kavanaugh's, the most happiest times of his life and his family. His parents were there. I mean, this is an honor. What an honor, for heaven's sakes. And to have it turn into this soap opera and this circus, this slimy process, the process has been bastardized, for heaven's sakes. And to have it turn into that, this has got to be one of the low points in his life. Imagine what his wife is feeling right now. I mean, for heaven's sakes, do the Democrats even have a soul? I mean, do they care about people? Politics, like I said, is one thing. American people understand politics, right? You get into the tit for tat, you get into he said, she said, and point, counterpoint. This is gutter politics, and this is what turns off the American people.
Yeah, well said. I couldn't agree with you more, Sheriff. I appreciate that. One of the reasons that we invited you on today was talk a little bit about immigration reform. This is something that's been pushed into the background, and yet this week the man who was here illegally, charged with the stabbing death of a young college girl, Molly Tibbetts, is going to be arraigned. People need to wake up and realize what the real threat is in this country right now.
Right, and this is not an anomaly. And this issue of our broken immigration system and what illegal aliens are doing inside this country is something the American people are starting to take note of. This isn't a once-in-a-while type thing. I don't think a week goes by that you don't hear about some dastardly deed that some illegal immigrant has perpetrated on some American citizen in this country. And the thing about it is, many of these people have been deported time and time and time again, which tells me our southern border is not sealed. It is very porous. President Trump understands that. Many on Capitol Hill do not. They approach this, and both sides, by the way, the GOP and the Democrats, they approach this broken immigration system as if it's the plague. They do not want to touch it. They run away from it like their hair is on fire, and they are really neglecting their duty under the Constitution. The president can only do so much. He's proposed a fix. His 4-pillar plan that he outlaid in the State of the Union address, and they haven't acted on it. The State of the Union address, for heaven's sakes, was in January. We're in September, and they haven't acted on it because they don't want to. They're all afraid. They all think it's going to upset their political position with Hispanic voters. Hispanic voters are not monolithic. Sure, they have a tendency to vote Democrat, but there are a good number of them that came into this country the right way, and they waited 4 or 5 years and worked hard to become U.S. citizens. And for them to sit up here and watch this, where all you have to do is come into this country illegally and set up camp, they have to say to themselves, why the heck didn't I do that? Why did I toil and do all the things I had to do? This isn't fair. And that's what these politicians on Capitol Hill have to take in mind. All right? We're a country. We're a sovereign country. That means we have borders, and you have to protect those borders. And for the Democrats with their open border philosophy, I mean, for heaven's sakes, this polls nearly 70% with the American people that are polled say we need our borders secure, and they support fixing this broken immigration system. So why the politicians won't act is just beyond me.
Well, and most of them stick their finger up in the wind to see which way it's blowing on the left, and some on the right do that as well. I want to be fair in that criticism, but in this particular case, you've got people running for governorships around the country, in this country right now, and for Congress, who have the audacity to call members of ICE, our law enforcement first responders, thugs, and that is outrageous.
Sure it is. Well, let's be honest here. The left, liberals, two different things, but the Democrat Party, they abhor law enforcement. They abhor law enforcement at the local level. Look what they did to smear cops over the last 4 or 5 years. They abhor it at the federal level, except for the FBI. The Democrat Party is embracing the FBI for one reason, because they tried to and are trying to take down Donald Trump. Otherwise, the Democrats had no use for the FBI or the CIA either. So when you look at this and what they've done to ICE, of course, again, this is outrageous. Of course, this is crazy talk. But they get away with it. Again, it's just their attempt to serve up red meat to their rabid liberal base that has taken over this party, the Democrat Party, and they know they have to keep them happy. And so the more outrageous they can be, and one of the things that their far left people hate, these anarchists, are cops, our law enforcement.
Sure they do.
So this goes in line with exactly what they're trying to do here.
Sheriff David Clark, I appreciate your time today. What's the best way for people to keep up with you these days?
Right now, at Sheriff Clark, and that's Clark with an E, CLARKE on Twitter. And I'll have a new website going up soon, and that'll be announced on Twitter.
Outstanding, sir. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797. You're listening to the Marc Cox Morning Show.
97.1 News Time, 5:45. It's 73 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park Tuesday morning. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound Highway 40 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. Missouri Task Force 1 has rescued 59 flood victims in North Carolina in the wake of Hurricane Florence. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 last night. They play this morning at 11:10. 97.1 News Time, 5:46. It's 73 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Already heavy traffic headed for and crossing the Poplar Street Bridge at this hour. The jam starts kind of at the Eads Bridge split, and it is a slow go across the Poplar itself. Eastbound traffic looks fine, and all of the other bridges at this hour have light volume. Northbound 270 looking good at 44, and no delays yet on westbound 270 through North County. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 5:46.
This hour brought to you by Lance Drury Law. IRS problems? Call local attorney Lance Drury for legal help. 314-260-6120 or go to lancedrurylaw.com.
For a free estimate on high-quality Anderson replacement windows, visit wilkiewindow.com. We promise we won't camp out at your kitchen table until you sign. Visit our Anderson showrooms in Fenton and Shiloh or go to wilkiewindow.com. You'll be glad you did. That's wilkiewindow.com.
Jordan B. Peterson, 12 Rules for Life Tour, October 3rd, 7:30 p.m., Stiefel Theater.
12 Rules for Life is about how to live properly in the face of vulnerability, tragedy, and malevolence.
An evening with professor, psychologist, author Jordan B. Peterson, 12 Rules for Life Tour. Tickets on sale now. 800-745-3000 or Ticketmaster.com. More info at jordanbpeterson.com.
If you have retirement questions, you can bet Marvin Mitchell probably has the answer. Join him every Saturday at 4 and Sunday at 1 for Rethinking Retirement. With his years of experience, Marvin can help take the guesswork out of your retirement planning. Rethinking Retirement is your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Don't miss Rethinking Retirement with Marvin Mitchell every Saturday at 4 and Sunday at 1.
The best jewelry buying opportunity ever is happening right now at Diamonds Direct. Pick any item, pay nothing down, and get 5-year zero-interest financing. Imagine that $4,000 eternity band for only $67 a month, or that $8,000 three-stone ring just $135 a month. You can finance 100% of the purchase, even the tax. Don't miss this limited-time opportunity for the lowest payments ever on fine jewelry. On approved credit, details at diamondsdirect.com.
Olive 270 at City Place.
Message and data rates may apply. Please do not text and drive.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Download the app or text SKILL to 484848. Text SKILL to 484848 to try Babbel for free. That's SKILL to 484848.
Yeah, 1.7 million chickens.
Drowning?
Chickens.
I've eaten more chickens than anyone in here, but it seems disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
This one's going to be moist.
Dave Glover, weekdays at 3 on FM News Talk 97.1.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. This hour brought to you by Lance Drury Law. IRS problems? Call local attorney Lance Drury for legal help. 314-260-6120 or go to lancedrurylaw.com.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show. Follow Mark on Twitter at Marc Cox 97.1.
Not only do we have this massive storm hitting the U.S., but simultaneously the Philippines is being slammed by another super typhoon, Mangkhut. Hawaii is being hit by Tropical Storm Olivia. We just finished the largest fire in the history of California a month ago. Every night on the television news is like a nature hike through the book of Revelation.
America, this is Al Gore. 3 things are certain. Hanging chads suck. I'm getting rich off this climate scam, and you are listening to the Marc Cox Show.
You know, I'm no biblical scholar, but clearly Al Gore isn't either. So Al Gore wants us to believe that man-made climate change is leading to all of these hurricanes and fires and all of this, but then he refers to it as the book of Revelation. Now, wouldn't that suggest that man is usurping God? Because that's the message from God as to what was going to happen before end times. And he's suggesting that man is to blame for it. Mm-hmm. That somehow that doesn't, I don't think that would jibe with most preachers' interpretations of it.
I'm with you.
I'll have to check with my pastor this weekend, but I'm just saying. God, that guy. That guy.
There actually is no intermediate step between a final Supreme Court decision and violent revolution.
Oh
boy.
Oh boy, is right.
Oh boy. Yeah, boy. So back to Kavanaugh for a minute, because I kind of got great interview there with Sheriff David Clark, but I need to get back to Kavanaugh, and he made some great points on it, I thought. Listen to what John Cornyn said last night.
So far, Dr. Ford's lawyer has refused to respond to invitations to participate in a bipartisan process, which is traditional in judicial nominations, either responding to the staff for an interview or even the invitation to come testify on Monday. But we certainly hope that she takes advantage of this opportunity if she still would like to. If she'd prefer to do this in a closed setting, that's her choice. But we've offered her basically either an open or closed setting.
John Cornyn there, the Republicans bending over backwards saying, listen, you brought this up, not us. We'll give you your hearing. Judge Kavanaugh is going to be there. If you choose not to show up, we're going to vote Wednesday anyway. So either tell your story or don't, but stop the dramatics. The drama is getting old. So here's my take on what I started to say earlier. I think it's time for some pushback in this country on the hashtag #MeToo movement if it means that you can randomly decide tomorrow that something that hasn't bothered you for 36 years is suddenly so offensive you need to ruin somebody's career over it. I'm not saying sexual assaults or whatever that don't happen, but in this particular case, she was 14 or 15. I think she was 15, and he was 17. And we have juvenile courts in this country for a reason, because we've accepted the fact that the maturity level of the people involved is different. And Brett Kavanaugh's denied that this happened. He said he didn't know the woman. He didn't know what the hell she was talking about. His friend said the same thing. But if you follow, even if you want to accept for a moment that, let's assume for a moment that something did happen. Had it been adjudicated then, it would have been in the juvenile court. There's a very good chance those records would have been sealed, because the assumption is we're going to give you one more chance. That's kind of the idea of the whole juvenile court thing. The whole call for an FBI investigation is a sleight of hand, because they know they don't have a case, but they want to inflict maximum political damage and suggest that there's more to this.
Well, it's a delay tactic, right?
Yeah.
Because it would take a long time.
They want to suggest that there's more to this, but what's the bottom line here? There's no evidence other than he said, she said. There's no crime scene, and it may not even exist anyway, because she couldn't remember where the house was. He claims it never happened, right? So how does a law enforcement agency even begin to look at something like? Remember the Eric Greitens case most recently, where the prosecutor supposedly went to the police department and said, "I want you to investigate this," and they said, "We don't have a crime. Right now we don't have a victim. We don't have anybody who's made a complaint." Number one. Number two, there's no evidence. So what is it you want us to investigate? This is a stalling tactic. That's all that it is. And I am personally thrilled that they're ready to move ahead and get this done. It's beyond time for that to happen. This was the attorney last night, in case you missed it.
The Democrats, Senator Feinstein in particular, respected her request for confidentiality initially. And that was the right thing to do, because victims of sexual assault have the ability to say whether and when those allegations should be made public.
Wait for it.
So I have no problem with the way Senator Feinstein or the Democrats handled this. She came forward after these allegations were leaked.
Who do you think leaked them? You big dummy. She passed the letter along to one person, and then it got leaked. Who do you think leaked it? Sometimes they make my job too easy. 314-241-9797.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills pay some of the highest prices for gold, diamonds, semi-precious stones, silver, coins, and currency. From jewelry, watches, antiques, and collectibles, the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Jewels on Hampton offers fantastic attentive service, as well as the best prices in the metro area. Looking for a new watch? Jewels on Hampton has an extensive collection of modern and vintage watches, carrying some of the top premier brands, even unique pocket watches. Jewels on Hampton features a full-service jewelry and watch repair department to restore your jewelry, watch, or heirloom to like-new condition. From cleaning to resetting. Got gold? Get paid at Jewels on Hampton at 4506 Hampton Avenue, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa. Learn more at jewelsonhampton.com or call 314-752-5000. That's 314-752-5000. Jewels on Hampton, a St. Louis hidden gem.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. By now, everyone knows that this is the perfect time to refinance. Here's why you choose to work with the Home Loan Expert team. We underwrite all of our own files, which means faster turn times. We don't have all that overhead like the big banks, which means you get a lower rate and less cost, and customer service that no one can match. We're in the office 7 days a week, working till 10 p.m. for you. Give us a call or apply online to start saving now. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Why should I pay the same amount for a compact parking space as I do for a regular space, right? What kind of lot doesn't reward me for selflessly buying a smaller car to provide more parking room for others?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Dr. Bob Arnott for Salonpas.
I'm training for the world's most grueling paddleboard race. 32 miles of open ocean, high winds and surf. Naturally, I get a lot of muscle pain. 50 years in medicine has taught me what to look for in a pain reliever. Powerful, targeted, non-addictive, and available without a prescription. I found it in Salonpas Lidocaine Plus. It has 2 powerful anesthetics that numb nerves right where it hurts. Salonpas gives me relief.
Victory Men's Health is all about you being you again. You may need testosterone replacement therapy. If you're going to have your hormones treated, make sure you're seeing a specialist. This is not a one-size-fits-all treatment. Make sure you have options. Victory offers several different therapies for testosterone replacement, such as bioidentical pellets, injections, and gels. Plus, they have the newest treatment for ED. It's wave therapy, pain-free, and hundreds of their patients have been treated successfully. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
The Marc Cox Show, brought to you by Thomas Helbig, the official St. Louis financial advisor of The Marc Cox Show.
Find everything Marc Cox at 971talk.com/Cox. FM News Talk, 97.1.
A radio.com station.
She's not going to testify Monday. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Christine Blasey Ford's lawyer says, calling for an FBI investigation first into Ford's claims Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh tried to sexually assault her at a party when they were teenagers. But the Republican head of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Chuck Grassley, put out a statement.
Flat out rejecting this push to launch an FBI investigation that might delay this nomination beyond the midterms. Grassley saying as soon as Dr. Ford went on the record with the Washington Post on Sunday and Democrats said she needed to be heard, his staff went to work gathering evidence and then offered public or private testimony next Monday, so in fact she could be heard.
Fox has said Henry, but Democratic Senator Kamala Harris says
they didn't give her any notice, they didn't coordinate with her, and they just declared that she should come on Monday. It's just more of the same.
President Trump has tweeted very exciting, reacting to what's coming out of today's meeting with Korean leaders. Fox's Lillian Wu has details live.
Dave, Kim Jong-un and his South Korean counterpart saying they've taken a major step toward peace.
South and North Korea agreed on a denuclearization plan for the first time. It is a
Moon Jae-in, after 2 days of meetings with Kim, who's pledged to close a key missile test facility and to permanently dismantle a main nuclear complex if the U.S. agrees to corresponding measures. Also at the news conference in Pyongyang, Moon saying he expects Kim to visit the South Korean capital before the end of the year. That would be a first by any North Korean leader. Dave.
Lillian, President Trump will go to flood-ravaged North Carolina today, where some rivers keep rising, some communities remain underwater.
You always see it on TV. You never think it'll hit home. And when it actually does, it's overwhelming.
Hurricane Florence is now blamed for at least 37 deaths in 3 different states in the Carolinas and Virginia. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
I used to post to job boards only to be overwhelmed with resumes,
which made it easy to miss a great candidate.
That old process was not smart.
Then I went to ZipRecruiter.
Its technology finds the right people
and actively invites them to apply.
So I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
Dr. Bob Arnott for Salonpas.
I'm training for the world's most grueling paddleboard race. 32 miles of open ocean, high winds and surf. Naturally, I get a lot of muscle pain. 50 years in medicine has taught me what to look for in a pain reliever. Powerful, targeted, non-addictive, and available without a prescription. I found it in Salonpas Lidocaine Plus. It has 2 powerful anesthetics that numb nerves right where it hurts. Salonpas gives me relief.
97.1 News Time, 6:03. I'm Denise Schaefer. Here's the official forecast from Dave Murray. Mostly sunny, hot and humid today with a high of 95, then clear and humid tonight, low of 70. Mostly sunny, hot, humid again tomorrow with a high of 94. It's 73 degrees right now. The St. Louis County Council is threatening to withhold some security funding over Metro Transit safety issues. The council voted to advance legislation to fund only the next 6 months of security instead of a full year. After hearing testimony from Metro Transit and County Police last night, the council said they will not turn over additional funding until progress is made in fixing the safety problem. A Missouri search and rescue team has rescued 59 flood victims in North Carolina. Missouri Task Force 1 is based out of Columbia. The team is assisting local first responders, federal and state authorities in search and rescue operations in Wilmington, North Carolina, in the wake of Hurricane Florence. Billy Bush wants to build a microbrewery in Defiance, Missouri. The 20,000-square-foot farm microbrewery would be built on the land right across the street from his Kräftig Polo Club. The 265-customer facility would produce 2,500 barrels per year. The project could also include a museum, gift shop, and petting zoo in the future. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound I-64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. MoDOT officials are closing the ramp for ongoing repair work. Drivers impacted by the closure should use either the 14th or 6th Street ramps to get into the downtown area. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park. Tom Townsend was shot in the neck while he was sitting in his SUV early Tuesday morning. He founded Pianos for People, an organization that gives free pianos and lessons to families who couldn't otherwise afford them. Townsend will likely need facial reconstructive surgery because of his injuries. This report brought to you by Brenton Vision, Marc Cox's choice for vision correction, 314-375-2020, BrentonVision.com. 97.1 News Time, 6:04. It's 73 degrees. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. Paul DeJong hit a 2-run homer, Yadier Molina added a 2-run single, and starter Austin Gomber allowed 6 hits and 1 run in 5 innings. It was the Cardinals' third straight win, and they sit in the second National League wildcard spot. They wrap up their series with an early start today at 11:10. The Blues started preseason play last night with a 5-3 loss to the Stars in Dallas. They take on the Wild in Minnesota tonight at 7. This report brought to you by Community Mortgage, lending with extraordinary service. Call Michael Mohan at 314-336-6000 or visit communitymortgagestl.com. 97.1 News Time, 6:05. It's 73 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Westbound 5564 is jammed as you head from about the Eads Bridge split across the Poplar Street Bridge. Westbound 64 picking up some volume at 5570. But that's the worst of it right now. In fact, all the other bridges look pretty good as you head in from Illinois this morning. Northbound 270 still a good run at 44, all quiet through North County on westbound 270. And eastbound 70 is fine at O'Fallon this time of morning. In fact, it looks fine all the way into downtown. Traffic brought to you by RP Lumber. Best service, best value. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 6:06.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's 6:06 and 73 degrees, and FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
It's always smart to shop at Diamonds Direct, but right now it's smarter than ever with 5 years, 0-interest financing and no money down on any purchase. No kidding, it's the best offer ever. Keep your money and finance the entire purchase, even the tax, for 5 years without paying a dime in interest. Get a $10,000 certified diamond for only $168 a month. I'm telling you, this makes fine jewelry more affordable than ever. It's definitely the smart way to buy. On approved credit, details at diamondsdirect.com.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
You know who doesn't make pumpkin spice anything? Black Rifle Coffee, that's who. Stop by Tactical in St. Peter's today for ground, whole bean, or K-Cups. Try Freedom Fuel, AK Espresso, Coffee or Die, or everyone's favorite, caffeinated as
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018's must go. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. GatewayAreaAccurateDealers.com.
If you own a home, listen up. Got your cell phone? Pick it up and get ready to save $100.
I'm listening.
Right now, Home Warranty of America will take $100 off their Premier or Premier Plus plan just for signing up. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say the keyword HWA.
I have homeowner's insurance. Why do I need a home warranty?
Because your insurance won't cover this.
Not the washer.
Or this.
My microwave.
Or any of this.
Whoa.
Be prepared, not surprised. With HWA, you get comprehensive repair and replacement coverage from normal wear and tear for the appliances you use every day. Plans start as low as $1.19 a day.
Now I'm really listening.
Then grab your cell phone.
Got it.
Dial pound 250.
Pound 250.
And say the keyword
HWA.
Get $100 off for signing up. Pound 250 HWA.
Limited time offer. 30-day wait period after contract start date. Terms and conditions apply.
This hour, Making America Great, brought to you by Proctor Drapery, Blinds, Shades, and Shutters. Making your home great again. ProctorDrapery.com. It's Proctor, spelled like doctor.
Cox Morning Show. Find everything Marc Cox at 971talk.com/Cox.
Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living exposed.
I don't think the FBI really should be involved because they don't want to be involved. If they wanted to be, I would certainly do that. But as you know, they say this is not really their thing. But I think politically speaking, the senators will do a very good job.
The Google News services this morning are highlighting the headline, Trump feels badly for Kavanaugh. As if, why doesn't he feel badly for the victim? Because we don't know if there was a victim, quite frankly. After 36 years, who can be sure? You remember everything you did 36 years ago? No, I'm guessing you don't. So I just wanted to play that because the president did speak about this. Fox News Radio reporting there at the top of the hour that this lady, this Blasey Ford accuser, will not testify on Monday because, get this, she hasn't had enough time to think about it. Maybe next year sometime when we're in the 37th year, she'll have had enough time to think about it. But for now, what we need is a 6-month-long FBI investigation to tie up the nomination until after the November elections, says Chuck Schumer and Dianne Feinstein. Give me a break. This is political theater. She doesn't want to appear because she knows that her story will be ripped to shreds, and they're going to vote Wednesday for his nomination anyway. Even Jeff Snowflake and Susan Collins, as spineless as they tend to be, seem to be seeing through this. So I'm hopeful that that's what's going to happen. So anyway, good Wednesday morning. Welcome back into the Marc Cox Morning Show. I gotta be careful. I'm fired up about this. I couldn't sleep last night. Can I just tell you that?
The entire show was a soapbox.
I think this had something to do with it.
Yep. If you were tuned in like that yesterday, you've never really come. I mean, you obviously are paying attention all day long, but you're like, I was glued to the TV yesterday, and then you didn't sleep well.
Distraught.
I'm seeing a connection here.
Yeah.
I remember being told during the whole Greitens debacle that this is politics is war. And, if you're going to get involved in politics, you were going to want to skip Sunday school because it gets nasty. And this is about as nasty a thing as I've seen in a long time. I think it's awful what they're doing and how it's being handled. And I think they've all admitted to it now. The cat's kind of out of the bag. Before we went to the break, I played the interview with with the attorney for this lady, which I think is very telling because the Republicans have been pointing the finger at the Democrats for how they mishandled this. You've known about this for months. You didn't bring it up till 3 days before we were going to vote. Come on. Well, we received the letter, but she didn't want to be identified, so we didn't think we could bring it up. But then, lo and behold, it leaked. And then they felt like they needed to come forward. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
If you wrote the letter, you could just sit up in front of the committee and read the letter. But what she knows is going to happen is that she's going to be asked some difficult questions that she can't answer. And then Kavanaugh is going to stand up and say, I don't know what she's talking about. She's got me confused with somebody else. I didn't do this. And then that's the end of it. And they're going to vote on Wednesday. Unless there's another shoe that's about to drop. We talked about this possibility earlier. I had Sheriff David Clark on. If you didn't hear the interview, we've got it on the website, 971talk.com/Cox. He made a brilliant observation about the Republicans in Washington. And God is my witness, this is true. When it comes to these sorts of situations, too often, they find themselves in the middle of a chess game, but they're trying to play checkers. That doesn't work. And what I fear here is that the Democrats have baited the Republicans into asking for this. They knew she wouldn't show up for the hearing. And then on Tuesday of next week, a day before the planned vote, they're going to drop the next shoe. What is the next shoe? They've suddenly found a witness who's going to back up her account, and then that'll delay it for another week. There'll be something else that drops next week. I have a gut feeling about that. So we'll see. We shall see. I may not sleep for another week.
I know.
I don't know.
This isn't good.
What am I going to do? Went home, had some of that brown sugar bourbon last night. I thought, this is going to relax me. I brought Tricia a sample of it today. I said, this is going to relax me, and then I'm just going to be able to sleep like a baby. Tossed and turned all night. I was doing soapboxes in my head. I thought about getting up and writing one at one point.
Yeah, you probably needed a guy to get it out then. Yeah. Instead, you just kept thinking about it and couldn't sleep.
Tossed and turned.
Yeah, that's tough.
Do you guys frequently do that? I'll do that when I'm laying down at night. I'll get the most creative or my best ideas right as I'm dozing off, and I won't sit up and write them down. So then I lose them. But I think that I'd be much more brilliant if I woke up out of that half sleep and just went with it. But I never do.
No, that takes too much work.
Yeah, but I've got all these grand ideas. And I'm like, nah, sleep's better.
They say you should keep, I've heard people say in the past, you should keep a little notebook next to your bed. And if you have a thought like that seems brilliant, you should get up and write it down.
Yep.
But then that would wake me up and then I'd have trouble going back to sleep.
Exactly.
Right. And then you write that one down. You're like, well, there's bound to be more. So you just kind of lay there waiting for another one to come.
For the next revelation to come along, right? Don't tell Al Gore. There's a soundbite that Denise picked up this morning from Channel 4. And I joke about this all the time. But I had a political leader in East St. Louis tell me years ago when I was a reporter that the way they handle elections, or did for a long time in the Metro East, is the precinct captains would get a handful of cash and they'd drive around in their cars or a van and they'd find whoever they needed to find to get to the polls to get their percentage of turnout they were supposed to get, whatever it took. Bottle of liquor, some cash, whatever it took, that's what they do, right? Vote early and often. So a political, I guess a union leader in Illinois was overheard the other day in his support for J.B. Pritzker.
I think this happened, it says it was at a Labor Day rally, but for some reason the sound is just coming out now or the story.
Saying this. What's his name?
This is Totsie Bailey.
Candidate for governor, J.B. Pritzker. He's going to win. He's going to win big. But he won't win if we do not get out and vote. We need to early vote. Like I say, we can play East St. Louis rules, vote off and vote early, vote off, and whatever you can get away with. I shouldn't say that, but I really don't care.
It's good to hear the truth come out every once in a while if you know what I'm saying. That's kind of how that goes. So, all right, we'll get to more of your phone calls. 314-241-9797. I got some Dire Straits legacy tickets to give away in the next hour at 7:37. Missouri Governor Mike Parson is going to join us right here in studio. We'll be back in just a minute.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
97.1 News Time, 6:18. It's 74 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. The St. Louis County Council is threatening to withhold some security funding over Metro Transit safety issues. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound Highway 64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. Billy Bush wants to build a 20,000-square-foot microbrewery in Defiance. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 last night. They play today at 11:10. 97.1 News Time, 6:18. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
A serious accident on the Illinois side. It's eastbound 64 near Shiloh, O'Fallon, in that area. It's approaching Highway 50. We've got a backup that doesn't quite extend back to Greenmount Road, but it is a slow go over there. Now, westbound 64 is already jammed, headed for 55 in the downtown area. We already have heavy and slow traffic from the King Bridge split across the Poplar Street Bridge. Just the beginnings of some volume for northbound 270 drivers, just from 21 up through Gravois. Still quiet on eastbound 70 and eastbound 6440. If you see a traffic incident, you can let me know on Twitter at Susan6768. Traffic brought to you by Meineke. With services from oil change to brake repair, the team at Meineke has you covered. And right now, get a basic oil change for only $19.95. Meineke, on with life. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 6:19.
Don't forget to tune into the Sheen Vein Minute every Wednesday morning on FM News Talk 97.1 at 8:16. Dr. Sheen of the Sheen Vein Institute will be your guide to healthier legs. For more information, please go to thesheenveininstitute.com. Let the Sheen Vein Institute help change your life.
Ethanol is vital to rural America. Farm families are facing the sharpest economic decline in generations, and trade barriers are rising, creating uncertainty. Allowing year-round sales of E15 will provide some relief to farmers now by expanding demand in the U.S. Here's Doug Stanek, an Iowa family farmer, on the importance of ethanol.
I live in Webster County, Iowa. This land's been in the family over a century. We're producing a product that is good for the environment. Ethanol is great for the country and for family farms.
Unfortunately, outdated federal regulations prevent many gas stations from selling E15 during the summer. President Trump has called these regulations unnecessary and ridiculous. He's right. It's time for the EPA to honor President Trump's commitment to year-round E15. America's farmers agree.
I hope President Trump sees this through and continues with promoting E15.
Mr. President, America's farmers are counting on you. Paid for by Growth Energy.
According to the Dementia Society of America, it's believed that more than 9 million Americans live with some form of dementia. In addition, every 68 seconds, someone is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. If you have a parent or loved one who is showing signs of dementia, don't miss our upcoming workshop, The 7 Critical Actions to Take in a Case of Dementia. Presented by Kevin Jameson, founder of the Dementia Society of America, and Don Quante, author of the best-selling book, Don't Go Broke in a Nursing Home. At this workshop, you'll learn what dementia is and how to tell if your loved one may have it. Learn the early signs and stages of dementia, what financial and legal concerns should be addressed today, and how paying for dementia care can wipe out your savings and what to do about it. For reservations, call 800-924-8910. That's 800-924-8910. The number again, 800-924-8910.
Honey, it's time. We can't put it off another year. If you've heard this from your spouse lately, then you've probably spent some time outside lamenting the condition of your home. Unattractive siding, old drafty windows. If you can't stand another season with these, call Banner Construction today. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor, which means we have the expertise to properly install top quality James Hardie fiber cement siding on any home. When you hire Banner, you're not just purchasing products. You're investing in 25 years of home improvement expertise with a company that cares about the final result. Banner also installs James Hardie's Beechworth windows. Beechworth windows are beautiful wood windows with maintenance-free exteriors. Compare to Marvin, Pella, or Renewal by Anderson, and you'll see that Beechworth has the best features from each brand, all in one incredible window. Don't put it off another day. Call Banner Construction at 314-569-1050. and have a banner day. Call 314-569-1050.
The Annie Fry Show.
Brett Kavanaugh faces accusations that stall his confirmation process. We'll ask Josh Hawley about it Wednesday. Plus, Fox News contributor Steve Hilton on his book Positive Populism.
Annie Fry, weekdays noon to 3 on FM News Talk 97.1.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Marc Cox. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
I think they're lousy on policy, and in many ways they're lousy politicians, but they're very good on obstruction. And it's a shame, because this is a great gentleman. With all of that, I feel that the Republicans, and I can speak for myself, we should go through a process, because there shouldn't even be a little doubt. There shouldn't be a doubt.
Yeah, I think the Republicans have done a decent chess move here in challenging, setting up the hearing and challenging the accuser to show up. The accuser doesn't show up. They've done their job. They've made the offer. It's not everybody gets a hearing in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. They've offered it open door or closed door. Listen to this Sunny Hostin, dude. I had to look her up. I didn't know who she was. She's apparently on The View. She's an African American lawyer who is one of the left-wing analysts on The View, because that's the only people they have on there other than Abby Huntsman. Now, this is what she said yesterday about the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Absolutely, and let's face it, on the GOP side, you have older white men only interviewing this woman. I think that is an optic that the GOP has to be very careful about.
We'll see.
Yeah. Really? Because what we should do is go out and quickly change the makeup of the Senate Judiciary Committee because of who the person's going to be being asked the question. They're trying to set this up so they can act like they did after the Anita Hill hearing, because everybody thought Arlen Specter was too difficult on her, because he asked her why her testimony in front of the committee was so vivid and imaginary and all this stuff, and illuminate. She illuminated on all these subjects that he supposedly did to her. But when the FBI interviewed her, she didn't bring any of that up. So they didn't like that. And they're trying to scare the Republicans into not asking hard questions, assuming this professor actually shows up in Washington. Let me get to the phones real quick. John, thank you for holding on.
Hey, you're welcome, Mark. Hey, I thought we were a land of second chances. They want to give all the immigrants second chances. If Kavanaugh did this, where's his second chance? But anyway, have you ever heard of Andrew Wilkow?
The name sounds familiar. Is he an attorney?
Yeah. Well, no, he does what you do. He's on Sirius Satellite Radio. His theory is, he's a pretty smart fella. His theory is that even if Kavanaugh does get through, that this will hamstring him in future women's rights issues that may come across the Supreme Court, and he will have to recuse himself.
Huh.
So I thought, well, I mean, has that happened to Clarence Thomas? But wasn't Clarence Thomas's issue sexual harassment?
Well, it was sexual harassment. And, that's you make a great point, John, because yesterday I'm sitting there glued to Fox, and I'm watching Shepard Smith. Shepard Smith doesn't even veil his dislike of this administration anymore. He might as well switch over to MSNBC, and he tosses to John Roberts after the news conference at the White House, and he says, "Well, Clarence Thomas was on Capitol Hill for his hearing, and he was accused of sexual assault." And John Roberts said, "No, Shep, he wasn't. He was accused of sexual harassment over a number of years against Anita Hill, who followed him from job to job, and he flat denied that he had ever done that."
Right.
But it hasn't stopped him from making judgments or deciding on cases at the Supreme Court level.
So I'm wondering if that's the difference. If the Dems think that he will have to recuse himself because this allegation is more serious. Of course, assault is more serious than
Maybe.
harassment.
Well, it is, but again, if they offer her the opportunity to testify and she doesn't, and they go ahead and vote him onto the court, here's what they're trying to set up. I'm sure is they don't want her to testify. They want the Republicans to vote him on, and then when they take over the Senate or the House again, or eventually the presidency, they'll start pushing, because you can impeach a Supreme Court justice. Yeah. They'll eventually try to use this as leverage to throw him out down the road if they can dream up some additional witnesses who can back up her story. This is all part of the long game, just like the Russian collusion story. Let's get an insurance policy in here so we can leverage him out of there later if he wins. And I think that's what part of this is all about. That's part of the strategy.
Right. Can I say one more thing?
Quickly, John, go ahead.
Trump had the president of Poland in the Oval Office yesterday, and it was reported that the president of Poland was confused when Trump asked him to sit in the corner.
Nice. Yeah, have a good day. I appreciate that. The president of Poland said he wants an American military base to be built in his country, which would drive the Russians nuts. Mm-hmm. But he said if he does it, he's going to name it Base Trump or Trump base or something like that. If he can just get the Americans, maybe he's just trying to throw that bone out there, thinking the president will bite if he could get a military base named after him. I don't know. 314-241-9797. Lynn, I'll get to your call coming up. I got Jennifer Kashinka still ahead. Plenty to talk about today, folks. Stay tuned. We got the governor coming up at 7:37 this morning.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. The woman accusing Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault in high school, Christine Ford, wants the FBI to investigate before she speaks publicly to senators.
The Senate Judiciary Committee scheduled a hearing for Monday for both Ford and Judge Kavanaugh to testify, but Ford's attorneys say an investigation will ensure that the crucial facts in the case are assessed in a nonpartisan manner. Well, Chairman Chuck Grassley is pushing back on that, saying in a statement, nothing the FBI or any other investigator does would have any bearing on what Dr. Ford tells the committee.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says, translated here, after meeting with South Korean President Moon Jae-in.
We adopted a military pact to end a history of brutal and tragic confrontation and hostility, and agreed to make efforts to turn the Korean peninsula into a land of peace without nuclear weapons and nuclear threats.
And the Koreas will bid together to host the 2032 Olympics. Fox News, you report, you decide.
97.1 News Time, 6:31. It's 74 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and this report brought to you by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best in fences, decks, patios, and sunrooms. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety problems that are keeping riders away. The council voted to advance legislation to fund only the next 6 months of security instead of a full year until improvements are made. The measure is up for final approval next week, and the council wants an update by the end of the year. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound 64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. MoDOT officials are closing the ramp for ongoing repair work. Drivers impacted by the closure should use either the 14th or 6th Street ramps to get into the downtown area. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. They play today at 11:10, and the Blues started preseason play last night with a 5-3 loss to the Stars. 97.1 News Time, 6:32. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Crews have been working with an accident on the Illinois side, eastbound 64 in the Shiloh area. So watch out over there. We still have some lane closures for eastbound drivers. Now, westbound, it's a slow go, and it's especially as you head for the Poplar Street Bridge. That starts near 25th Street already. Already some slow-moving traffic on the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge, just some volume on the Eads Bridge and the McKinley Bridge. The worst of it, of course, is the jam on the Poplar Street Bridge as drivers head in from Illinois. We've also got 270 northbound with some slow pockets as you head between 55 and Gravois and one more time at Manchester. Traffic brought to you by Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 6:33.
Spent some time recently with my dentist, Dr. Michael White, just sitting in his office, just having a conversation. What I've determined with Dr. White is that, among other things, and I think to be a doctor or a physician or a dentist, you have to be committed to this, is his primary goal is that people take care of themselves. He really is concerned about that. He's empathetic about it. If you have anxiety about going to the dentist, he worries about that. But he read a study from for like the American Heart Association talking about a direct link between gum disease and heart problems. Like a direct link, and he wanted me to make sure that my listeners were aware of this. Not because he's trying to drum up business. He doesn't care if you come and talk to him about it. He said, go talk to your own dentist. Make sure that your dentist checks for periodontal disease. It's an easy thing to detect. It's an easy thing to fix. But if you let it go undetected, it can lead to serious problems down the road. Heart attacks, strokes, all of that stuff. So it's an easy fix. Why would you not do it? That's what his basic point was. Go to your dentist, talk to him about it. If you have further questions, call Dr. White. He'll help you if you can. 314-270-8552, or you can go to his website, which is sunsethills.dentist.
If you're having payroll tax problems, the IRS can and will come to your business and shut it down. Hi, this is Lance Drury, and I'm an experienced tax attorney based right here in St. Louis. Look, the IRS takes payroll tax issues very seriously, and penalties are extremely high. As a business owner, you can be held personally responsible, so shutting your business down will not protect you. Call my office and set up a free confidential appointment today. I have over 12 years of extensive experience dealing with the IRS and payroll tax issues, and I can help you resolve your problems quickly. Remember, if you have payroll tax problems, you have serious legal problems. You need an attorney who specializes in tax law. You need me, Lance Drury. Call 314-260-6120 or toll-free 888-367-6512 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hi, I'm Doug Miller, president of Miller Pro CPAs and Business Advisors. As a business owner, I understand the challenges faced when it comes to managing a business. From startup to exit planning, we help you maintain a competitive advantage throughout your business life cycle. Let our team of accountants, former business owners, executives, and engineers help you with all your tax, audit, accounting, and consulting needs. Call Miller Pros today at 314-862-2070 or visit us online at millerpros.com. That's 314-862-2070.
There's big savings this month at Plaza Land Rover St. Louis. Save over $9,000 off MSRP on the 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Or save more than $11,000 off MSRP on the 2017 Land Rover Discovery. Discover your adventure and save big at Land Rover St. Louis, a Plaza Motor Company. On Olive Boulevard in Creve Coeur and online at LandRoverSt.Louis.com. MSRP on 2018 Discovery Sport $43,789. Stock number JH746185. MSRP on 2017 Discovery $65,713. Stock number HA042155.
So chances are you're driving right now, and you probably weren't thinking about needing gas until this very second. Now, if you need gas and want to get more out of your miles, then you should stop by Phillips 66, because right now when you buy 8 gallons of gas, we'll give you up to 50% off St. Louis Cardinals tickets, so you can fill up and head to a game. Phillips 66. Live to the full. See official rules for details. While supplies last. Valid April 1st, 2018 through September 25th, 2018. Last day to obtain a voucher is September 23rd, 2018. Last day to redeem is September 25th, 2018. Copyright 2018 Phillips 66 Company. All rights reserved.
Watch the Marc Cox Show live on the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox. Log on to our website or use your mobile device to join the daily live stream and watch the show. It's the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox.
Your money matters. Brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, your dealer for Marvin Windows and Doors in the St. Louis region. FisherWindow.com.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
No, I'm not over it.
We know. Hillary was on, what did you say she was on last night? It was Rachel Maddow.
Correct.
She showed up on Rachel Maddow's show last night, blasting Trump and talking about the Kavanaugh hearing. And wow. Somebody joked that President Trump should have nominated her to the Supreme Court, and then we'd finally get an FBI investigation against her.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Goodness.
Not. I'm just kidding. That's funny. All right, let's get to our guest, please. All right, Jennifer Kashenka, I have to tell you, I impressed the ladies in the studio this morning because I told them
Let's
I'd been...
not go too far.
Yeah.
Kidding.
I told them I'd been studying the Chinese stock market and because I read Mandarin, and that it's really been tanking. And the president's tariff war with China has got to be hurting them a whole lot more than they're willing to admit because their market's already been kind of in the tank on top of all of this.
I can't read Mandarin, so I don't know.
They said, well, Jennifer Kashenka will know. I said, well, I'll ask her when I talk to her.
Oh, my goodness.
So she's not impressed
she's
either.
Apparently not. So
I will have to brush up on my Mandarin.
All right, Jennifer, what else is going on besides China?
Futures are a little changed this morning after stocks posted strong gains yesterday. The Dow Industrials jumped 185. The Nasdaq rose 60. Bayer unit Monsanto has asked a California judge to throw out a $289 million jury verdict awarded to a man who alleged the company's Roundup weed killer gave him cancer. The company says the jury's decision was insufficiently supported by the evidence presented at trial and asked the judge to set aside the verdict or, in the alternative, reduce the award or grant a new trial. A hearing on the motion set for October 10th. And this was the first Roundup case to go to trial, Monsanto facing some 8,000 similar lawsuits across the country. Soybean prices fell to a decade low yesterday after data pointed to a quickly advancing U.S. harvest. And as the Trump administration escalates trade tensions with China, the largest destination for U.S. exports of the legume, China imported nearly 60% of soybeans traded around the world last year. Manufacturers and auto industry experts say the administration's latest tariffs will hammer Chinese auto parts makers, likely raising prices for their U.S. customers who have few options to buy key parts elsewhere. The new $200 billion in tariffs on Chinese-made goods set to take effect next week are expected to hit a range of auto-related imports from crankshafts and spark plugs to windshield wiper blades and reverberate through the supply chain, potentially impacting the price of new and used cars alike. Missoula's Advanced Technology Group, a revenue consulting firm, has been acquired by Cognizant, a global provider of digital transformation services. Along with its Kansas-based operations and delivery center in Missoula, ATG also has offices in Missouri and Ohio. Terms were not disclosed. Tesla says the Justice Department has opened an investigation into the company following CEO Elon Musk's surprise tweet in August that he had secured funding to possibly take the electric car maker private. The company says last month it received a voluntary request for documents from the Justice Department, generally the first step in a federal investigation of this kind. Tesla said it hasn't received a subpoena, a request for testimony, or any other formal request, but Tesla says it is cooperating. When it comes to wages, married men sit on top of the ladder. According to data from the St. Louis Fed, the wages of married men far surpass those of all other groups: single men, single women, and married women. They exceed $80,000 per year by their peak earning years, while all the other groups barely hit $50,000 a year. The data also show wages tend to increase over time for both men and women, at least up until the age of 50. And no, a horse cannot file a lawsuit. A judge in Oregon has tossed out a lawsuit filed by a horse named Justice against his owner over allegations of animal neglect. The Animal Legal Defense Fund filed the suit on Justice's behalf, alleging his owner was neglectful in caring for him, leaving him outside to suffer frostbite and not providing proper food or water. Justice's owner, who called the suit outrageous, pleaded guilty to first-degree animal neglect in criminal court in July of 2017. In this ruling, the court argued the case would open a flood of lawsuits filed by animals. Mark?
No justice for justice. Is that what that gets down to?
No justice for justice. Right.
So what are they trying to claim, that the horse has the same rights as a human? Is that no?
I don't think so.
They're just suing the owner.
Yeah, he was apparently emaciated and not cared for.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jennifer, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You have a good day. I appreciate that.
We brush up on that Mandarin.
We did. Yeah, no kidding. You work on
I'm
that.
going to start.
Please.
Rosetta Stone, here I come.
It's important stuff. All right. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that.
Take the show to a whole new level. We'll be speaking Mandarin.
I'm serious now. I think that the president is onto something here with his trade policies, because he was talking about it again yesterday. That go to cut 22 and they ask him about tariffs, please.
We are the piggy bank to the world. We've been ripped off by China. We've been ripped off by, excuse me, Mr. President, the European Union, of which you're a part of. We've been ripped off by everybody. And I want to protect the American worker, the American farmer, the ranchers, the companies. And we're not being ripped off, you will see. I honestly think that was part of the thought process. Listen, their economy is in the tank. He's not happy about that, but they're going to feel the pressure from these tariffs in an extraordinary way because the economy is already not doing well in China. So let me see here. Let me get to a couple of calls before I think I've got some time to do that. Lynn, thank you for holding on. What's on your mind? Hey, Lynn, go ahead. You're on the radio.
Okay, thanks for taking my call. Appreciate
Sure.
it. One question, just a couple comments. Excuse me. I just wanted to say, if any Republicans that are on the committee to vote on Kavanaugh, why don't they suggest to the chairman that they up the vote sooner so that they can get it over with and just get on with business and not have to wait for her to figure out who might be the one to be a witness for her.
Oh, yeah.
More than one. So just up the date, like maybe tomorrow. Oh, maybe today. What the heck?
Let's have a vote this afternoon. Yeah, I'm sure that somebody's floating a bunch of money out there for whoever comes forward and is willing to back up her claims.
Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting if we could have somebody that was interested in following the money?
Yeah.
Just like they should have followed the money with Greitens.
With Greitens.
Anyway, that's another
No.
subject. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I don't believe that the Democrats realize that the people who voted for Trump, whether they're, they were always Trumpers or they were crossover votes, think that they're not paying attention now. So that all of these tactics to resist and trip up and, cause all kinds of dissension and trouble within the Trump administration, we're watching. We hear all this stuff. Our news cycle is 24/7, if not more. And just because we're working every day doesn't mean that we don't hear. Doesn't mean we don't know. And I think they're going to pay for it in November. I don't care what the polls say, because the polls said that Trump wasn't going to win anyway. But I think the Democrats are going to pay for it, with the midterms this election.
Lynn, it's a naked attempt by the left to gin up their base. That's all this is about.
And ruin a man's life.
Yeah, and ruin a man's life.
So sad. It's just so evil. So evil.
Lynn, I got to run. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. I agree with you. You're on the right track there. Let's see. Why don't we give away a couple of tickets here to Dire Straits Legacy? We'll go to caller number 10, 314-241-9797, coming in later in September to the Family Arena. You can go to 971talk.com and find out more details on that with more chances to win. We'll give away a pair every day this week. We'll be right back.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show. Follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Marc Cox Show.
97.1 News Time, 6:47. It's 74 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety issues. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound 64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park Tuesday morning. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 last night. They play today at 11:10. 97.1 News Time, 6:48. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Crews are still working with an accident on the Illinois side, eastbound 64, east of Greenmount Road. There is a jam behind that. Now, we also have heavy volume for drivers headed in from Illinois to downtown St. Louis this morning. No surprise there. And that starts, 64 is back to 25th Street. A very slow go headed for the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. A jam on the Eads Bridge, the Poplar, even some heavy traffic on the McKinley Bridge this morning. Northbound Route 3 is jamming at 55. Now, westbound 270, a little bit slow from 255 through 111. Then things open up and slow again, approaching 367 through West Florissant. Looks like we have an accident now, northbound 270. Just north of Doherty Ferry, we've got heavy volume that goes back through 55. Not a solid jam, but a slow go. And eastbound 70, a slow pocket or two as you head toward O'Fallon this morning, but nothing too terrible. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 6:49.
You know, been through the process of trying to select a place for long-term care, for assisted living for a couple of relatives, including my father. And it's difficult. You worry when you walk in. I'll just be honest with you. I would walk into places, get 10 feet inside, and the smell would make me turn around and walk back out. I mean,
sure.
Some places are like that, and some aren't. But the bottom line is, if you don't go there and look, you never know. You can't pick one of these places out of a book. That's why the Garden View Care Centers, before they ask us to endorse them, they said, we need you to come and visit not one, not two, but all three of our locations, so you know that what we're telling you about our facilities is true.
And they absolutely, met and exceeded, any expectation that I had before I even walked into the building. And what the best thing about the Garden View Care Centers is that what they're offering you is called Assisted Living Plus. And the main goal of that is to provide you with a peace of mind, because it is a very difficult decision to make. And unlike other assisted living facilities who offer residents with assistance with the basic living things like eating or bathing or whatever, they outsource the other things like the extra hands-on care, which just means more cost to you and your family. Well, the Garden View Care Centers with Assisted Living Plus gives you that peace of mind because they can accommodate all of those levels of care.
They can. Get out there, take a tour, one of their three or all three locations. Go to gvcc.com.
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018's must go. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. GatewayAreaAcuraDealers.com.
So chances are you're driving right now, and you probably weren't thinking about needing gas until this very second. Now, if you need gas and want to get more out of your miles, then you should stop by Phillips 66, because right now when you buy 8 gallons of gas, we'll give you up to 50% off St. Louis Cardinals tickets, so you can fill up and head to a game. Phillips 66. Live to the full. See official rules for details. While supplies last. Valid April 1st, 2018 through September 25th, 2018. Last day to obtain a voucher is September 23rd, 2018. Last day to redeem is September 25th, 2018. Copyright 2018 Phillips 66 Company. All rights reserved.
Hey guys, Glover here for my very good friends at Window World. Man, these guys have been with me for a long time, and I am so proud and privileged to represent them. Every year we get together, usually once a year. A couple good North County boys own the Window World here in town. And I say, who's your big competition? And this latest time they looked at each other and smiled and they said, Dave, we really don't have a lot of competition. The guys, the solo guys riding around in their truck, God love them, with a magnetic sign on the side of their pickup, but no big companies because we're just that good. Whatever rating agency you go to, they're just so highly rated. They are absolutely dedicated to customer service. They do these fantastic replacement windows. They're so durable, you can actually stand on them. That's one of the kind of little gimmicks that they have. So call them. Make sure you mention me to get the very best of everything. 314-993-1800 or windowworldstl.com. 314-993-1800.
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018's must go. The time is now to steal a deal on the most awarded luxury vehicles on the road. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. And the savings are huge, only for a limited time during the Gateway Area Acura dealers model year-end sales event. Spend less, drive more at GatewayAreaAcuraDealers.com.
The news that's now.
And come November, elections do have consequences. Vote Republican.
Concise and current.
The Democrats have a shot at taking the House back.
How do we trust these Democrats in the midterm election?
FM News Talk 97.1.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app. Available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This hour, Making America Great, brought to you by Proctor Drapery, Blind, Shades, and Shutters. Making your home great again. ProctorDrapery.com. It's Proctor, spelled like doctor.
You were young and your heart was an open book. We used to say, live and let live.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show. Follow Mark on Twitter at MarcCox971.
You two have more cojones than a lot of the guys around here.
Dana Bash, back when she wanted to praise Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski for their willingness to go against the Republican grain.
I thought you were talking about Denise and I.
I know.
Well, it's true for daring to say earlier that you were not impressed by my knowledge of the Chinese stock market.
I'm impressed, Mark.
That was just funny.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, let me get to Jim here real quick. He's been holding on. Jim, good morning.
Yeah, hi, Mark. I think you're going to like this. I've raised 5 boys. I know what the brain of a teenage boy is like, and the things that they do, and they change, and their brain is not fully developed, and they do crazy things. So that's why they have parents. That's why we have rules and stuff for them. So here we got a guy that got through that age, very traumatic time in life, and went to college, became responsible, got married, bought a house, has a family, has a profession. Everyone respects him. And he's a different person. So they're trying to use some activity of a different person. Because you change so drastically.
Oh, sure you do.
In the ages of 15, 16, 17, the brain of a teenage boy changes so drastically. I know the crazy stuff I do. I mean, if people knew that, I couldn't even have a job.
We're going to keep Jim's last name off the radio just in case now. Yeah.
Mark, you too.
A lot of people feel that way, and I agree with you completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's unfair, it's unjust, and it's a very dangerous precipice. If we're going to start judging people based upon what they've done as teenagers, I don't think there's going to be very many Democratic senators that are going to make it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm glad that you pointed that out because I appreciate the call. The point I want to make here, Jim, is that Cory Booker, as part of his, when he graduated from Stanford, wrote an article admitting that he had, I don't know, what would you say? Gotten frisky with a woman against her will, and he apologized for it. This all happened right out of college. Is he qualified to be a United States Senator? I don't know. It's a question we should ask him. 314-241-9797.
Hi, Sean Long for STL Fenceworks. The secret formula to our success is the marriage of quality products and workmanship with next-level service unseen in our industry, all at a competitive price. These are characteristics that informed and diligent customers seek out, and our competitors cannot duplicate. When you think vinyl fence, think STL Fenceworks. We custom fabricate our own vinyl fence and gates to meet your needs. When you think aluminum and steel ornamental fence, think STL Fenceworks. We purchase truckload quantities, passing the savings on to you. Decks? STL Fenceworks is the largest wholesaler of Wolf cellular PVC decking products in the Midwest. Wolf has proven to exceed the quality and warranty of any other synthetic decking product and our craftsmen will bring your vision to life. STL Fenceworks is the confluence of quality, service, and affordability. That's value. Give us the opportunity, and we will exceed your expectations. At STL Fenceworks, your satisfaction is our passion.
Dire Straits Legacy, celebrating the music of Dire Straits. Saturday, September 29th at the Family Arena, reuniting some old friends, world-class musicians, and members of Dire Straits who made those iconic records, bringing the music of Dire Straits back to the concert stage. Get tickets now at Carroll House Box Office located at the Family Arena or online at metrotix.com. Dire Straits Legacy Live. Rock of the 70s, featuring April Wine, The Babies, Savoy Brown, and Pat Travers. Friday, October 5th at the Family Arena. April Wine, The Babies, Savoy Brown, and Pat Travers. Right here. Get reserved seats on sale now at the Carroll House Box Office in the Family Arena or online at metrotix.com. One night only. Don't miss Rock of the 70s.
This is Dr. Randy Tobler for The Edge for Men, the premier place for men devoted to a restored and energized you. Developed by Dr. Richard Moore, famous for the Lifestyle Center, The Edge for Men provides comprehensive, safe, and effective treatment for the problems mature men like us face. Take hormone balance. You know, it's the balance of hormones that counts, not just your testosterone level. And that balance makes a huge difference in our cardiovascular, muscular, skeletal, and yes, psychological health. As a board-certified internal medicine physician, Dr. Moore is equipped to sort out what's off-kilter, treat it with precision, and fine-tune your balance to meet your needs. Often that means help with ED. Now, alongside hormone balancing, there's acoustic wave therapy, a revolution for ED, and intimacy is being restored. It's a game changer, guys. Affordable, with minimal discomfort, and synergistic with hormone balancing. What are you waiting for? See Dr. Moore today. Call for a free consult at 314-7364-MEN or learn more at edgeformenstl.com and get your edge back now.
KFTK FM, Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
The Marc Cox Show, brought to you by Thomas Helbig, the official St. Louis financial advisor of The Marc Cox Show.
Find everything Marc Cox at 971talk.com/Cox. FM News Talk, 97.1.
A radio.com station.
Brett Kavanaugh's accuser wants the FBI to investigate before she'll testify. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
If the senators who have come forward and said they want to treat this seriously mean that, then they'll have an investigation.
Christine Blasey Ford's lawyer, Lisa Banks, tells CNN Ford's not ready to talk to senators at Monday's hearing about her claims Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh tried to sexually assault her when they were teenagers in the 1980s.
Because the allegations don't involve any federal crime within the statute of limitations, the FBI would need explicit instructions from the White House to conduct any additional investigation, which is something the president has said he doesn't plan to do. Now, if Blasey Ford refuses to testify on Monday, Republicans have said they plan to move forward with a confirmation vote for Judge Kavanaugh.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. The Korean leaders met again today, and Kim Jong-un takes at least one step toward giving up nuclear weapons. Fox's Lillian Wu explains live.
Dave, the neighbors signed a broad agreement this morning.
We adopted a military pact to end a history of brutal and tragic confrontation and hostility.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in Pyongyang with South Korean President Moon Jae-in. The North promising to accept international inspectors at a missile test site and to permanently dismantle a main nuclear complex. If the U.S. agrees to corresponding measures, unclear if Washington's on board with that, but President Trump tweeting he's excited about a joint bid by the North and South to host the 2032 Summer Olympics. Dave.
Lillian, today the president will go to North Carolina where thousands remain in shelters, communities and roads still underwater.
I'd love to see him here in town and let him see what a situation like this can do to small-town USA.
Jay Bender's the mayor of badly flooded Pollocksville. Less than 2 months before the midterms, Hillary Clinton told MSNBC if Democrats don't win back the House or Senate.
I think you will see even more of the dismantling of our institutions with very dire effects.
Fox News, fair and balanced.
I used to post to job boards only to be overwhelmed with resumes,
which made it easy to miss a great candidate.
That old process was not smart.
Then I went to ZipRecruiter.
Its technology finds the right people
and actively invites them to apply.
So I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
Doctor, award-winning chief medical correspondent, and Salonpas user, Dr. Bob Arnott.
For pain relief, the best solution may surprise you. I found that Salonpas Lidocaine Plus works best for my pain. It's powerful, available without a prescription, and uses 2 anesthetics to numb nerves right where it hurts. It starts to work on contact, providing effective, lasting pain relief I can count on.
Salonpas, in the silver box with the blue wave.
97.1 News Time, 7:03. I'm Denise Schaefer. Here's the official forecast from Dave Murray. Mostly sunny, hot and humid today with a high of 95. Then clear and humid tonight, low of 70. Mostly sunny, hot, humid again tomorrow, high of 94. It's 74 degrees right now. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound I-64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. MoDOT officials are closing the ramp for ongoing repair work. Drivers impacted by the closure should use either the 14th or 6th Street ramps to get into the downtown area. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety problems. The council voted to advance legislation to fund only the next 6 months of security instead of a full year until improvements are made. The measure is up for final approval next week, and the council wants an update by the end of the year. A Missouri search and rescue team has rescued 59 flood victims in North Carolina. Missouri Task Force 1 is based out of Columbia, Missouri. The team is assisting local first responders, federal and state authorities in search and rescue operations in Wilmington, North Carolina, in the wake of Hurricane Florence. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park. Tom Townsend was shot in the neck while he was sitting in his SUV early Tuesday morning. He founded Pianos for People, an organization that gives free pianos and lessons to families who couldn't otherwise afford them. Townsend will likely need facial reconstructive surgery because of his injuries. This report brought to you by Brenton Vision, Marc Cox's choice for vision correction, 314-375-2020, brentonvision.com. 97.1 News Time, 7:04. It's 74 degrees. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. Paul DeJong hit a 2-run homer, Yadier Molina added a 2-run single, and starter Austin Gomber allowed 6 hits and 1 run in 5 innings. It was the Cardinals' 3rd straight win, and they sit in the second National League wildcard spot. They wrap up their 3-game series with an early start today at 11:10. The Blues started preseason play last night with a 5-3 loss to the Stars in Dallas. They take on the Wild in Minnesota tonight at 7. This report brought to you by The Edge for Men. Hey guys, get your edge back with acrostic wave therapy for ED with Dr. Richard Moore at The Edge for Men. 97.1 News Time, 7:05. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Accident northbound 270 near Doherty Ferry. We've got the right lane blocked. Traffic a pretty solid jam back through 55. Also an accident on the Illinois side. It's eastbound 64 east of Greenmount Road, blocking the right lane. Heavy volume through there as well. Also a jam downtown. Westbound 64 is jammed on the Illinois side from 25th Street to the 70 merge. Then slow-moving traffic on all the bridges headed in from Illinois. Northbound Route 3 is jammed at 5570 as well. We've got westbound 270 lined up. It's a little bit slow at 255. Most of the volume, though, is Bell Fountain through West Florissant. Eastbound 70, it's actually a good run through O'Fallon right now. Eastbound 6440, though, a little off the pace from McKnight through Big Bend, and southbound 170 is slow at 6440. Traffic brought to you by RP Lumber. Best service, best value. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 7:06.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's 7:06 and 74 degrees, and FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hi, I'm Charles D'Angelo, weight loss coach and author of the best-selling book, Think and Grow Thin. I coach people from all walks of life. Listen to my client Rick Stevens, president of Christian Hospital, share his 60-pound weight loss success on Show Me St. Louis.
You're the president of Christian Hospital, so I'm going to assume you're a pretty busy guy.
Correct.
How does this plan work into your routine?
Actually, it's pretty easy. What I'm eating are things that I can eat all the time. It really didn't interfere with the job.
You're surrounded by doctors and all these health professionals. What was it that Charles did differently that kind of pushed you to lose the weight?
I think when you have an accountability partner like Charles, that's the big difference. And so somebody you can check in with, somebody that's encouraging you, and especially when he's had a lot of success from others as well.
Had you tried other things in the past to lose weight, or this is really the first time that you thought, you know what?
Oh, yeah. I've tried a lot of things to lose weight, but I tell you, this is the plan that actually works.
Schedule your free consultation today at charlesdangelo.com.
Dear beloved home, you've always been there for us. From our kids playing in the bathtub when they were little, to teaching our son how to shave for the very first time. But now we have 3 teenagers, and it's created quite the traffic jam. Right Bath by Mosby gave us a wide variety of design choices, all in the latest styles to reflect our tastes. Thank you, Right Bath, for helping us bring an end to the daily bathroom wars, and for helping us love our home again for years to come.
Call 909-1820 or visit rightbath.com. Right Bath by Mosby. Home never felt so good.
Wondering if you're paying too much for auto insurance? It's easy to find out at AAA.com/insurance. You could save an average of $447. So stop wondering, start saving. Visit AAA.com/insurance for your free quote.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the Radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the Radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hey, my friends, Rick and Tracy Ellis would love to represent you when you go to sell your home, because, you know, what's it all about? That's what you have to ask yourself. It's about marketing, and that's the thing that you, no matter what you say or do when it comes to selling a house, if the person working for you doesn't understand how to get your home in front of the people that are buying, you are immediately at a big disadvantage. And for Rick and Tracy, it doesn't matter the price range. They've got homes listed, let's say, for example, here in Overland for $155,000 off Corondo Avenue. They've got homes listed in Chesterfield for $2.4 million off 10 Page Drive in Chesterfield. They have a wide selection of homes. They'll work with you at any price point. The key is you're working with somebody who understands Facebook and radio marketing and a glossy magazine and all of those things. They even have their own show here on FM News Talk 97.1 every weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So you hire Rick and Tracy, you work with Rick and Tracy and their Keller Williams team. Go find out more about them at their website. Look at their featured listings at tracyellis.com.
This hour, Making America Great, brought to you by Proctor Drapery, Blinds, Shades, and Shutters. Making your home great again. ProctorDrapery.com. It's Proctor, spelled like doctor.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
From across the room, yes, it's love in the third degree. Ooh, baby, baby, won't you turn your head my way? Ooh, baby, baby.
This nomination will not only cast a shadow over Judge Kavanaugh if he were ever to be confirmed, it will also stain the United States Supreme Court irreparably.
You can't handle the truth.
God, that Blumenthal guy, that Senator Blumenthal, I can't watch, I can't look at the dude. His voice bothers me for some odd reason. I don't know what it is, but it's going to stain the Supreme Court. Now, I brought this up earlier, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Just like we're learning more and more as the FISA warrant information comes out, it's going to take a little while, but apparently they're working on it. The president's ordered it. We're going to find out more about what happened and why I believe this was all part of the insurance policy against Donald Trump for down the road. I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats don't intend to stop they may like to think they could stop it before he gets voted in, and they may end up doing that. I don't know. But ultimately, they have an issue that is leverage against this Supreme Court justice going forward. If he votes on a decision they don't like, they'll bring this up every time. If they ever take back the House and Senate, for all we know, they could try to impeach him from the Supreme Court as they try to manufacture more evidence against him. That's the danger of where we're going with this whole situation, that it took for 36 years, but the victim is still not prepared to testify on Monday. You either know the story or you don't at this point. Hey, welcome into the show. We've got to Governor Mike Parson coming up later this hour. He's going to be here about 7:37, so stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about the Senate race in Missouri. We'll talk about the recent veto session, the gas tax that's on the ballot. I want to know where the governor stands on that, so we're going to ask him about that. So we've got all that's coming up later, but right now let's get to our guests, please.
The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart.
That is Genevieve Wood from the Heritage Foundation and, of course, dailysignal.com. Genevieve, good morning to you.
Good morning from D.C.
What a roller coaster we've been on this week, huh?
Yeah, and people always say, and it's only Wednesday morning. Who knows what else could happen? We got almost 3 whole days left.
Wow.
No, you're right. It just the drama and the circus continues. And I honestly, Mark, I think, and I'm encouraged by a tweet I saw that I think must have come out late yesterday from Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee, not known as one of the conservative stalwarts, not known as somebody who always has President Trump's back on everything. But he came out with a tweet late, I think it was late yesterday, saying Senator Grassley, who chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee, acted very quickly here. He came forward and said, we will allow both Judge Kavanaugh and his accuser to come testify on Monday, either behind closed doors or in a public hearing, whichever they prefer. We'll do it Monday. And then she has now said she doesn't want to do that. As you know, she wants another FBI investigation and so forth. And so Bob Corker said, I think we have no choice but to move ahead and vote on Senator Kavanaugh. I think that's a good sign that the GOP is going to move forward and confirm him. I could be out ahead of myself a bit, but the fact that Bob Corker is the one saying that is encouraging.
Well, I heard Jeff Flake make a similar comment that he's comfortable with the fact that they have been upfront about this. They set a hearing date to make sure they gave her an opportunity to speak out if she wanted to. She's choosing not to do that. I think Flake, for all of his never Trumper tendencies, realizes the long political game here, that this is an attempt to stall this nomination past November, past the election.
That's right, and it's like a shark. If they smell blood, they come even faster. And I think this is a line in the sand. Well, frankly, there've been too many lines in the sand Republicans have let Democrats cross, which is one reason we are where we are today. But the fact is, they have to stand up against this kind of just mob mentality, frankly, stopping at any cost and whatever it takes, inside or outside the law. I mean, that's what this is about. This is the end game for the Democrats. And I think you were just talking about the declassification that the president wants to do with some of the FISA documents and so forth. Again, I think you're right. I think that the there is that we had people illegally trying to investigate a campaign and make charges prior to the election to help the other candidate, in this case Hillary Clinton, win. And if that can be shown in these documents, Democrats certainly know that will not be good for them. So, yes, the harder somebody shows that they're willing to fight, the more it shows what's at stake. And I think it's very clear the Democrats are very concerned about what's at stake if those documents are declassified.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I'm trying to think about this. I've obviously never worked in law enforcement. I obviously worked as a television reporter for many years. I've had to write some pretty involved requests for Freedom of Information Act requests and all this stuff for the government during the Obama years, trying to get information out of them. And my belief, my question here is, what is it that's in the FISA application that the Democrats claim to be that could be so damaging to our national security? If obviously you can let them black out particular names if there's a name of an undercover agent who was involved in this. But in general, all we want to see is what evidence you presented to the court to get this. I fail to see how that damages our international surveillance and foreign intelligence forces.
That's right. And frankly, wouldn't you think it's like, why don't we want the public to see this? If this evidence is so damning, why don't we want the public to see it? I mean, look, but you're going back to the Obama administration, who claimed it was going to be the most transparent administration in history, turned out to be completely the opposite, especially if you go and look at the number of FISA applications that were made, or freedom of the press applications that were denied, were never sent through. It was not a transparent administration. And this is what, they were the administration in charge when this was going on. So, look, I think the public has a right to know. I don't think the president, I don't care what Hillary Clinton, her latest media blitz says, I don't think he's trying to do anything to harm the country. I think he's trying to give the country the facts and put an end, frankly, to this over now year-long attempt to attack not just his administration, but really to try to overturn what was an election. I mean, to a great extent, that's what's going on here.
That's what's going on. It's leverage to try to overturn the will of the people. I had Sheriff David Clark on yesterday, and he just made some great points on this. He made that point, plus he also pointed out that far too often he is concerned that the Republicans are in the middle of a chess game, but they're playing checkers. That concerns me sometimes, too. In this particular case, I have to give Chuck Grassley a little bit of credit for thinking ahead.
Absolutely right. I think he's been tough on this. And look, this is one reason that I think President Trump won the election in 2016. He was willing to do what it took to win, too. I mean, he was willing to call it out. He was willing to get in the mud, which is what it was going to take, frankly, to beat Hillary Clinton. And I think many people thought the Republican Party as a whole has not demonstrated it was ever willing to do that. Our candidates never seemed to really go to the mat. President Trump was willing to go to the mat within legal realms, but he was willing to go there. And unfortunately, that's the state of our politics right now. But I think it only gets worse if you let the other side do all of that. And you don't, I'm not saying doing anything illegal. I'm not saying doing anything unethical, but you've got to be willing to maybe get some mud on you because you got to fight hard. And I think that's what the public, especially voters on the Republican and conservative side, are looking at right now as they watch the Supreme Court fight.
Well, they're already setting this up for what would happen if indeed Miss Blasey Ford did testify. Now, if you heard this or not, but this, and I had to look up who she was. I was kind of embarrassed by that because I tend to be more of a news hound than that. But there's a lady named Sunny Hostin who's apparently on The View. Listen to what she said about this. Listen, I don't either.
Absolutely, and let's face it. On the GOP side, you have older white men only interviewing this woman. I think that is an optic that the GOP has to be very careful about.
We'll see. So it sounds to me like we're preparing the country for, here comes another Arlen Specter moment with Anita Hill. And in the era of the hashtag Me Too movement, every word that comes out of the mouth of one of these senators questioning her is going to be hyper-analyzed for being biased somehow.
Well, I think that is true. I think that's absolutely true. Whether it's right or not is a whole different matter. But I think that's exactly how. I mean, we know how the media will try to cover this. That's just not even a question. But look, I think what was also being suggested was that the attorneys for both the folks here, Judge Kavanaugh, who's going to have an attorney representing him, and then her attorney would also have the opportunity to cross-examine the other person. And as far as I know, I believe the attorney that was lined up for Judge Kavanaugh is a woman. So, but again, this may not matter at all. As of right now, she's not going to come testify.
She may not show. We're talking to Genevieve Wood from the Heritage Foundation, at Genevieve Wood on Twitter if you want to follow her. Of course, also at thedailysignal.com. Genevieve, I earlier teed off on this a little bit because I've said before that the hashtag Me Too movement has got to have some boundaries. It's a difficult conversation in any environment. In my studio here, I talked to Tricia about this and Denise about this, and the allegation that she's made makes them uncomfortable because if any part of it's true, it's not right, and they're concerned about that. I understand women having that reaction, but when I hear that the victim in this case, who wrote a letter that was somehow leaked by Dianne Feinstein's office, I'm assuming, because otherwise it wouldn't have been public, is now not prepared, she doesn't think, to come and testify as to what happened. So if you've lived with this for 36 years, you never saw fit to mention it until the time when you could inflict the most damage on another individual's ultimate career goal. To me, that reeks of vengeance, not justice.
I think you're absolutely right. And I will say this. Look, what makes me equally uncomfortable is the fact that somebody can come forward after however much amount of time, 5 years, 30 years, whatever, and just throw an allegation out there, and all of a sudden the person that's being accused, it's actually up to them to prove their innocence as opposed to the other way around. I mean, I think that is a very dangerous precedent to be setting. Yeah. And the fact that, basically, I have 4 people talk about, my sister, my mother. Well, I'm a woman too, but I also have 4 nephews. And, I think about the fact that they basically, when they go into a job, but they're not quite of that age yet, they're going to have to constantly be worried about, a woman who may not like them for whatever reason, who just accuses them of something. And then the negative is on them to prove otherwise. And we'd be very careful about where this kind of thing is going. I think women should absolutely be heard if they feel as though something has if they've been attacked or something like that has happened to them. But again, she's been given the opportunity and the platform to make her case. She's got 75% of the media covering this in favor of her, going to give her completely positive coverage. So this idea that, I now need the FBI, and again, so many parts of her story, maybe she needs the FBI to do it because she doesn't remember. She doesn't remember the date. She doesn't remember where. She just says in Maryland. She doesn't know whose house. I mean, there's just a lot of things involved there that it's like, you're going to have more facts than just throwing out an accusation, especially when there's zero evidence otherwise that any of it's true.
Well, and I said earlier that even assuming this happened, and just for a moment, hypothetically, it had been adjudicated 36 years ago, it would probably have been done so in a juvenile court, and those records would have been sealed. And I'm assuming that's something that would have come up already in an FBI background check of some sort. But my point being is that we generally treat juvenile issues more delicately because you understand there's a maturity issue there and you want to give people a second chance. We have no proof this ever happened, but my point is it happened a long time ago. And I don't know if it was even if it had been adjudicated then, I don't know how fairly or unfairly it would have been or easy it would have been for them to prove an allegation like this.
Well, that's possible, but there's apparently no evidence, and I think she would say so if this had been adjudicated earlier, and it wasn't. She never brought it up until now, and so again, I understand the whole thing of women often feel fearful about coming forward and making these accusations and so forth, but once you've decided to do so, really it's and look, this is on the Me Too movement as well. If people can just come forward and make these kind of allegations, but then not have to back them up or not have to have real proof, you're going to make it tougher for future women who truly have gone through it and who are willing to come forward to make those cases, because people are going to be like, there they are crying wolf again. Yeah. Here we just have somebody else who wants to make an accusation. So this is on them as well in terms of credibility. This is I think they're on the line with this.
And giving credit where credit's due, President Trump has handled this very delicately so far, I think. He's said the right things. He's said he thinks she should be heard if she's got something to say. He hasn't tweeted about it that I've seen. Somebody has counseled him, and he's taken their counsel on this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that it's been explained how, where this case is, why it's best that he, can certainly stay solid support behind Judge Kavanaugh and call for full transparency and having hearings on both sides. But he doesn't need to get into the weeds beyond that. And I think he understands it's too sensitive. This is something that we need to get moving on. The Senate Judiciary seems to be handling it well. He doesn't need to jump in beyond just showing his support, which I think he did very well yesterday. And you're right. I think he's handled this very well.
Yeah, the Supreme Court hangs in the balance. I think he realizes that. Genevieve Wood, thank you. Great work as usual. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Have a great day. At Genevieve Wood on Twitter if you want to follow her there. Always does a great job for us. Let me get to a couple of phone calls here real quick. Tom, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Listen, one of the things that Feinstein said when she was accused of delaying the release was that she wanted to honor the lady's decision not to come forward. Well, that's crap, because as soon as they knew about that, you can bet, and this is the way Democrats operate, you can bet they were surrounding her and compelling her to come forward.
Sure.
Take one for the cause. We don't care about you. We only care about keeping this justice off the court. And I can bet right now they're doing the same thing to get her to come up there and testify. They will not leave her alone.
Yeah, it's a good point, Tom. And media training her and coaching her, and my guess is they did that and it wasn't going so well, and then they were therefore afraid to put her in front of this committee, which can be pretty brutal, on Monday. So it's going to be an interesting twist in the coming days. 314-241-9797. Coming up, Governor Mike Parson is in the house. He's going to join us here in the studio at 7:37. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.
Dear beloved home, you've always been there for us. From our kids playing in the bathtub when they were little, to teaching our son how to shave for the very first time. But now we have 3 teenagers, and it's created quite the traffic jam. Right Bath by Mosby gave us a wide variety of design choices, all in the latest styles to reflect our tastes. Thank you, Right Bath, for helping us bring an end to the daily bathroom wars, and for helping us love our home again for years to come.
Call 909-1820 or visit rightbath.com. Right Bath by Mosby. Home never felt so good.
Diamonds Direct's most incredible offer ever is going on now. 5 years, 0 interest financing on any purchase with no money down. How about that $5,000 designer ring for less than $85 a month? It's smart, it's easy, it's unheard of. You can even finance 100% of the purchase price. How about a $3,000 pair of earrings, just $50 a month? Fine jewelry has never been more affordable. But hurry, this is a limited time offer. 5 years, 0 interest on approved credit, only at Diamonds Direct.
Olive and 270 at City Place.
Hey, be sure and call the folks at Golden Oak Lending if it's time for you to get a little bit of cash out of the house. Maybe you've got some debt laying out there. I mean, who doesn't? But if you're paying 23, 24, 25%, on some of these credit cards, if you just make the minimum payment, it can take you 10 or 15 years to pay off what you owe. Don't do that. Golden Oak's got rates in the 3s right now. You get your share of that. You get a little bit of cash out of your house because, of course, home values are up right now. Why would you not do that? You're still refinancing it at a great rate, so you're getting low interest equity out of your home. You might even lower your payment overall, which is just fantastic. You eliminate those big credit cards, and you've got some money at your disposal. So it's to pay for a wedding, to down payment on a car, whatever you need to do, it's right there. Lock those rates in the 3s. 314-567-GOLD, 314-567-GOLD. Call them today. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump heads to North Carolina today for an update on Hurricane Florence recovery efforts. Some rivers are still rising from all that rain.
North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper is urging people not to go back to their homes yet. About 10,000 people are still in shelters, and more than 1,000 roads remain closed across the state. Some in Wilmington, where half the city is still without power, are waiting for necessities like food.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's sexual assault accuser, through her attorneys, now says she wants the FBI to investigate her case before she'll agree to testify in the Senate.
Senate Judiciary Chair Chuck Grassley put out a statement flat out rejecting this push to launch an FBI investigation that might delay this nomination beyond the midterms.
Fox's Ed Henry, Dr. Christine Ford, and Judge Kavanaugh have been invited to speak to senators on Monday. Her attorneys say she's gotten death threats since coming forward last weekend. Fox News. We report, you decide.
97.1 News Time, 7:31. It's 74 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety problems. The council voted to advance legislation to fund only the next 6 months of security instead of a full year until improvements are made. The measure is up for final approval next week. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound 64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. MoDOT officials are closing the ramp for ongoing repair work. Drivers impacted by this closure closure should use either the 14th or 6th Street ramps to get into the downtown area. A Missouri search and rescue team has rescued 59 flood victims in North Carolina. Missouri Task Force 1 is based out of Columbia, Missouri, and the team is assisting local first responders, federal and state authorities in the search and rescue operations in Wilmington, North Carolina in the wake of Hurricane Florence. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. They play early today at 11:10. 97.1 News Time 7:32. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
We've got a jam on northbound 270. Two accidents. One is approaching Highway 30, blocking the left lane, and the other one is near Doherty Ferry, blocking the right lane. So northbound 270 is jammed pretty much from 55 on up through Doherty Ferry. Now we've got eastbound 44 slow at 270, slow again at Laclede Station Road. Eastbound 6440 drivers, look for a slowdown right around Clarkson. Then again at Ballas. One more time, McKnight through Big Bend. Westbound starting to slow from Hampton out through McCausland. Now, crews have cleared that accident on the Illinois side. Eastbound 64 east of Greenmount Road, that is gone. But we still have a jam for drivers headed in from Illinois. So downtown 64 is back past 25th Street. 5570 is at 203. All the downtown bridges have heavy and slow traffic. Now, we had an earlier accident westbound 270 just past 367. Now, crews moved that off to the shoulder, but still the damage is done. Look for a slow go from Bell Fountain all the way through West Florissant. And eastbound 70, not bad through O'Fallon this morning. Little off the pace, though, at 270. Traffic brought to you by RP Lumber. Best service, best value. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 7:33.
Hey, let me tell you about the folks over at True Clean Carpet. They came out, they support this program now. They wanted to come out and clean my carpet and show me what they do that's different from the competition. Well, I can tell you one thing. When they were done, the carpet looked great, and it was dry in about an hour and a half. A lot of these other folks come in and they flood your carpeting with detergent, with shampoo, and then they try to suck it back up in those big wands, and they never get all of it. And it leaves behind residue, and it ends up attracting more dirt. And a long time ago, True Clean Carpet decided they weren't going to do that anymore. They went to a green steam clean process, which means they don't use shampoo or detergents. They get the carpet clean. They don't leave behind anything that's going to make it get dirtier faster. So you get longer use of your clean carpet because of that. Here's what they'll do for you at True Clean Carpet. Mention my name. Mention you heard it on this radio show. They will, in addition to a great deal of 4 rooms for $139, they'll give you 2 rooms of Scotchgard treatment or 2 rooms of their pet odor treatment for free when you mention that you heard it on FM News Talk 97.1 in the Marc Cox Morning Show. Call them at 314-427-9500, 427-9500, or go to truecleancarpet.com.
Hi, I'm Steve All of the All Financial Group. We often talk about how to get you to the retirement finish line, but there's another finish line we're focusing on this fall. At the All Financial Group, we're a proud sponsor of the 2018 St. Jude Walk Run to End Childhood Cancer. The children of St. Jude were my inspiration as I completed my very first marathon. Their stories helped give me strength on even the toughest training days. St. Jude has helped push the overall survival rate for childhood cancer to 80% today. But they won't stop until no child dies from cancer. Let's help them get to the finish line. Join me at the starting line on Saturday, September the 22nd at the St. Louis Arch Grounds in honor of Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Or make a donation and find out more about joining the team at steveall.com. That's STEVEAUL.com.
Watch the Marc Cox Show live on the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox. Log on to our website or use your mobile device to join the daily live stream and watch the show. It's the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox.
Have you discovered the Lombardo difference? Discover unrivaled quality and extraordinary details. Discover customization perfectly suited to you. Discover Cambridge Falls, an exquisite Lombardo Homes community located on the east side of Wilmer Road, north of Highway N in Wentzville. Cambridge Falls offers ranch and colonial homes from 2,000 to over 3,000 square feet, all with a finished recreation room in the lower level, starting in the high 200s. Cambridge Falls is proud to be part of the acclaimed Wentzville School District. To learn more, visit lombardohomes.com.
Marc Cox. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797.
I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Working like a dog
Music brought to you this morning by Missouri Governor Mike Parson, who's joining us here in the studio. We asked him what his choice was for bump music, so we deviated a little bit and brought you some country.
You request country, we bring you country.
You guys doing a good job this morning. I can tell you that already. Where do we start today?
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mark.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Didn't I see that the other day on Facebook?
Monday was my birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Fantastic. Good to have you on the show.
Good to be here this morning.
Absolutely. What brings you to St. Louis today?
Yeah, got a couple of business stops today. We're going to be out to Cortex, to Microsoft, the new expansion out there, to be talking about workforce development out there today, kind of going along with a special session that we had here a couple weeks ago, and kind of moving forward on that. So it's pretty good to put all that together and really see things happening in the state of Missouri.
Sure.
So
yeah,
we'll
everybody's focused on bringing more jobs, more business to Missouri.
Right.
Everybody's got a different idea on how to do that. So the voters have soundly rejected right to work. But when I talk to Senator Bob Onder and others, they still firmly believe that's one of the answers to Missouri's problem. So assuming we're not going to revisit right to work this year in the legislature, what else do you have to do to get business in here?
Yeah, I think, one, you got to have a workforce environment for them. In other words, and I think that's one of the things we're just really going to focus on in the administration is trying to make sure that those middle school, those high school kids are starting to get prepared for the workforce and kind of rethink the way we do education to make sure that we start teaching these young men and women about the workforce. Not so much about just basic skills where you just go to a university maybe, but we got to really prepare them to where what is the workforce demands they're going to be when they get out of high school. And does that mean a tech school? Does that mean a training school of some sort, a skilled, or does it mean a 4-year university? But we got to put more people ready to go into the workforce, and we're not doing a good job of that right now.
I've got people who advertise on this show who are small business owners who've told me their biggest challenge, one of them in the HVAC industry, is finding people, keeping people, because once he gets them and gets them trained for a couple years, bigger companies snatch them up, and there aren't enough people in the pipeline who are getting that kind of training.
And Mark, if you travel all over the state of Missouri, no matter where you're at, that problem's there. Retaining good employees, but keeping them. I mean, the work pool out there is not that huge. So we got to figure out how do we fill that with more qualified people to go to work. So there is more opportunity for people to stay in those jobs. But right now, the demand out there is so huge because we don't have that background of workers coming on, and people are starting to really realize that. And there's companies in the state that 300-400 employees down all the way to 1,000 that I know of. You know, that's a real problem, and it's a real opportunity too. But that's why we got to do a better job in workforce development and realize, there's going to be a lot of people in the state of Missouri, for example, probably 60 to 70% of the people in this state will not have 4-year degrees or do not have 4-year degrees. And we spend a majority of the money in K through 12 or higher ed.
Right.
We got to figure out what do we do for that 60 to 70% to prepare them for a skilled workforce through tech schools and training schools, and that's an opportunity.
Well, Governor, what do you do with the education reform to stop this problem we have where every year the education costs at the University of Missouri and Southeast and Truman, and they go up 2, 3, 4, 5%, and they're always coming back to the legislature looking for more money. I don't know what we do to control those costs, but it's out of control.
Well, and I think that's where you got to reform it, and I think that's one of the things we're going to look at. If they're going to come and ask for more money, the first thing we're going to ask them from the governor's office is, okay, what are you doing to help the workforce out here? What are you doing differently to have a different result? Until you can show me that, I'm not interested in giving more money until we can really focus on the issue of making people sure they're certified and qualified to go to work.
Right. So you had your veto session. I think your vetoes held up, didn't they? The Senate didn't overturn you.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we were happy with that. We were pleased with that. We felt like those vetoes were vetoes that needed to take place. And then to get them right, to fix them, and to get them out there. And then both of them passed, and we kept the budget intact, what the vetoes were. So that was important to us.
Well, what's the biggest difference you see now between your leadership style and that of Governor Greitens? There was a lot of headbutting going on down in Jeff City. A lot of people that listen to this show were unhappy with how that special legislative committee investigated that whole thing, and then ultimately he resigned and you became governor. What's the difference now? Is it that you worked with a lot of these folks for years in the legislature?
I think it's a matter of just having relationships over years and having the experience. I mean, however you cut that pays off sometimes in your career. And regardless of what's your political career, your personal career, or life in general, I've had those relationships over years, and it's important to me to focus on really what is the best thing for the state of Missouri. And one of the things that's great for me, I'm at the point in my career where I don't have to worry about another election. I don't have to worry about another political arena. For as far as I'm concerned, I'm at the top of the ladder, being governor of the state of Missouri. So I can really focus on just really strictly doing what I think is best for Missouri and the people of this state and for the next generations, because most of us have had the opportunity truly to live the American dream to some sort.
Right.
But it's important to me to make sure we preserve that for us that are here now in those decision processes, to pass that on to these young men and young women that are coming up.
So before I run out of time here, a couple key questions I want to get to. I had somebody approach me this week who wants to come on and promote this gas tax that's going to be on the ballot in November. What's your position on that? Do you think it's necessary or not?
I do, Mark, and I've never supported a gas tax in my entire career. I've never supported a gas tax, period. But I do believe it's the fairest thing to do. I think the Constitution of Missouri lays that out. If we're going to do it, this is the way we do it, through the gas tax. The last time we've done that was under Governor then John Ashcroft, one of the most conservative governors we ever had, 22 years ago. I don't think we can really just keep pushing this issue down the road and think it's going to get better, because it's not. And if we don't do something with infrastructure in the state, and when I talk about infrastructure, it's not all about roads and bridges. It's about internet. It's about rivers. It's about airports. It's about infrastructure. It's about water. There's a lot of things in this state we've got so far behind on, and we've got to get caught up with that and to move forward. So it's important. I'm going to support it. I want to make sure the people out there understand all the issues involved in this and to make a decision when they go to the poll. Do they support it or do they not?
So it would, just for people who aren't aware of it, it would increase the gas tax a couple of cents a year for the next few years, and for a total of 10 cents.
10 cents. It would do 2.5 cents for 4 years. The average person out here, I would say, would be paying about $1.65 a month for the increase.
More
is
right.
What it would be.
Which is palatable when gas is $2.35 a gallon, but if it gets back up above $3 a gallon, that's when people are going to come back to you and say, why did you support this?
Yeah, it's a tough arena, and who knows what that's going to be in the future. But I think really it's the right thing to do at the right time right now for Missouri. I believe it'll help us, and I believe it's a fix for long term. I don't believe this is something that's just going to be a patch for 5 or 10 years. I think if we really do this and we really be conservative with the money and do our part as government to make sure we get it where it needs to go, I think it's a huge opportunity for Missouri.
So the president's coming to town this week, I understand, down in Springfield.
Yeah, he'll be in southwest Missouri. We're excited about that. That's about his 5th or 6th time coming to Missouri. I don't know when the last time a president of the United States come here as many times as he has, so we're excited about that. He's coming back again. It's just a great opportunity. Anytime the president of the United States in Missouri is a good thing.
Because he wants to beat Claire McCaskill, who's got a TV ad running over your head right now. I assume you're out there trying to help Josh Hawley and get us another Republican in that Senate seat.
I believe Josh Hawley will be the next United States Senator for the state of Missouri. I truly do, and I'm going to work to make sure that happens and to make sure we move forward what I believe with basic fundamentals of conservative values. And I think for years, when Claire was up there, there's no secret when Obama was there, she voted with him all the time. And there was nothing that administration did that was very good for the state of Missouri when he was there. And to just fall in line when, you should be representing Missourians. It's one thing that always aggravates me about people when they go to Washington. They forget about their home roots when they're up there, except election time. And that's what I think you see out of her right now.
Well, she voted against the tax cuts and, right down the line.
Right. You could go to the waterways of the United States, for rural Missouri. There's not a positive thing in there, an Obamacare, and that was a disaster. And we're left holding the bag now for the things that she done.
Governor Parson, the thing that strikes me is you just pointed out that you have reached your career goal here. You're the governor of the state. You don't have higher aspirations than that. I'm picking up on that. Do you ever sit back when you're on your farm and just kind of wipe your brow and say, man, I'm glad I'm not in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
No matter whether I'm on the farm or not. You know what? I'm thankful people are up there, but it's just not for me. I love this state of Missouri. I love the people of the state of Missouri. And being the governor of the state is the highest honor I could possibly receive. Between that and my military career, those are two highlights for me, and I just get to be the position I'm in.
Well, good. Well, Governor Parsons, pleasure to have you in the studio. Thanks for stopping by.
Good to be here, Mark.
Great to see you. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate that. 314-241-9797. We'll get to more of your phone calls coming up. You're listening to the Marc Cox Morning Show.
I keep hearing that money is the root of all evil.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
97.1 News Time, 7:47. It's 74 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety issues. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound I-64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park on Tuesday morning. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. They play today at 11:10. 97.1 News Time, 7:47. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Good news on northbound 270. They have cleared 2 accidents. So the one just north of 21 and the other one near Doherty Ferry, both gone. But we have heavy traffic that goes back through 55. The other serious jam is for Illinois drivers downtown. 64 is back to 25th Street. 5570 jams at 203. All the bridges are a slow go. Now, westbound 6440 is slow. That's just past Kings Highway out through 170. Slow again, Lindbergh out through it looks like the 270 merge. Now, eastbound 70, just some moderate volume. Most of that is between the Blanchette Bridge and the Rock Road. Westbound 270, we had an earlier accident near 367. They moved that to the shoulder, but slow-moving traffic from Bell Fountain. And we've got eastbound 6440 lined up mainly from 270 through Big Bend. And it looks like a little bit of volume for eastbound 270 drivers right at Lindbergh. Traffic brought to you by Meineke. With services from oil change to brake repair, the team at Meineke has you covered. And right now, get a basic oil change for only $19.95. Meineke, on with life. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 7:48.
Did a shoe company just piss you off? Not going to wear those swishes anymore? Hi, this is Sig Glockencolt from Tactical in St. Peter's. Come in today and try on a pair of Ultima OTBs, Lalo Zodiacs, 511s, Victos, or Whoopies. Shoes for patriots that walk what they talk.
Have you discovered the Lombardo difference? Discover unrivaled quality and extraordinary details. Discover customization perfectly suited to you. Discover Cambridge Falls, an exquisite Lombardo Homes community located on the east side of Wilmer Road, north of Highway N in Wentzville. Cambridge Falls offers ranch and colonial homes from 2,000 to over 3,000 square feet, all with a finished recreation room in the lower level, starting in the high 200s. Cambridge Falls is proud to be part of the acclaimed Wentzville School District. To learn more, visit lombardohomes.com.
Hi, I'm Doug Miller, president of Miller Pro CPAs and Business Advisors. As a business owner, I understand the challenges faced when it comes to managing a business. From startup to exit planning, we help you maintain a competitive advantage throughout your business life cycle. Let our team of accountants, former business owners, executives, and engineers help you with all your tax, audit, accounting, and consulting needs. Call Miller Pros today at 314-862-2070 or visit us online at millerpros.com. That's 314-862-2070.
Hey, it's weight loss coach Charles D'Angelo. Listen to my client, Denise Blair, talk about her 70-pound weight loss success on Show Me St. Louis.
I've tried everything. I've tried acupuncture. I've tried hypnosis. I've tried all the big names, everything. Nothing has worked but Charles.
Really?
Amen. Yes, amen.
And so you started this in January and have already lost 70
January
pounds.
2nd was my initial consultation with Charles when he gave me my program. It's like, you can do it. Anybody can do it. He's great, and it's not a diet. Everybody says, oh, how's your diet going? You know what? It's not a diet. It's a mind change. And I sat in Charles' chair, and he looked me in the eye, and he said 3 times, Denise, you can do it. You can do it. And you know what? I thought, well, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
End the struggle of emotional eating and schedule your free consultation at charlesdangelo.com.
Rock of the 70s, featuring April Wine, The Babies, Savoy Brown, and Pat Travers. Friday, October 5th at the Family Arena. April Wine, The Babies, Savoy Brown, and Pat Travers. Boop, boop, right here. Get reserved seats on sale now at the Carroll House Box Office in the Family Arena or online at metrotix.com. One night only. Don't miss Rock of the 70s. Dire Straits Legacy, celebrating the music of Dire Straits. Saturday, September 29th at the Family Arena, reuniting some old friends, world-class musicians, and members of Dire Straits who made those iconic records, bringing the music of Dire Straits back to the concert stage. Get tickets now at Carroll House Box Office located at the Family Arena or online at metrotix.com. Dire Straits Legacy Live.
Hey, you know what? If you go to this website for me, 87725rhino.com. Maybe you've never considered Rhino Shield. Maybe you just use regular old paint. Maybe you've got some sort of exterior on your home that you don't think would qualify for Rhino Shield, but I'm guessing you'd be wrong. If you go to their website, there are plenty of before and after shots on there of many of the hundreds of beautiful jobs they've done in the greater St. Louis area at the Lake of the Ozarks with condos, with churches. They've got commercial applications for this exterior ceramic coating that takes the maintenance out of the outside of your house. That's what it does. They put it on. It's waterproof. It is resistant to 90% of the sun's UV rays. It saves you on your utility bills. It's fantastic. And here's the best part. Right now, they're going to offer you, as we near the end of summer, a 25% savings off the normal great price. So 25% off. That's going to run till the end of summer. So however much longer we've got here, a few more days. You can call them at 877-25-RHINO. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. Again, that's 877-25-RHINO or go to 877-25rhino.com.
Get the accurate local forecast.
Pleasant start out the door this morning.
From the name in St. Louis weather.
No real change in the weather pattern overnight tonight.
FM News Talk Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray on FM News Talk 97.1. Powered by Air Comfort Service. The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app. Available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This hour, Making America Great, brought to you by Proctor Drapery, Blinds, Shades, and Shutters. Making your home great again. ProctorDrapery.com. It's Proctor, spelled like doctor.
Calls me from the cold, just when I was low, feeling short of stable.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
And all she keeps inside is in on the label. She says she's ashamed. Can she take me for a while?
Just everything. Everything. Every level. I have nothing to lose. It's impossible to fire federal employees. I don't know.
Some of the sound from Project Veritas and the investigation they started releasing yesterday, that was part one. I think part two comes out today. You got to watch this. They found some State Department employee who admits that he spends half his time on the job working for the Socialists of America.
His name's Stuart Carafa.
Yeah, furthering their cause. Dude's still employed. It's unbelievable. Watch it if you get a chance. We'll talk more about it later. Let me get to the phones here real quick. Todd, you're on the air. Todd, go ahead. You're on the radio. Todd, going once. Todd wanted to talk about the gas tax that the governor was talking about. I guess he must have given up and hung up on me. I think that's interesting. I haven't decided where I stand on that. Generally speaking, I'm a no on more taxes. I am a firm believer in this country that we don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. Let's reprioritize how we're spending in Jefferson City as opposed to going back to the well and asking for I would probably support a toll road on Interstate 70 before I would support the idea of this gas tax. Yeah. Particularly 10 cents a gallon. So it's not ever going to go away. And a few years from now, gas is going to automatically be 10 cents a gallon higher. And depending on energy problems around the world or the Middle East or wherever else, it could be a lot higher than that. I'm just not sure that we need to be in that business. But, the governor's in support of it. He said he's looked at it. I know other state legislators who are in support of it, and I'd be interested in getting your thoughts on that. We can talk about it in the next hour. I've got my friend Scott Jones coming in for the bottom line. Cassie Smedley joins us at about 8:37. You're listening to the Marc Cox Morning Show. We'll be right back.
Ethanol is vital to rural America. Farm families are facing the sharpest economic decline in generations, and trade barriers are rising, creating uncertainty. Allowing year-round sales of E15 will provide some relief to farmers now by expanding demand in the U.S. Here's Doug Stanek, an Iowa family farmer, on the importance of ethanol.
I live in Webster County, Iowa. This land's been in the family over a century. We're producing a product that is good for the environment. Ethanol is great for the country and for family farms.
Unfortunately, outdated federal regulations prevent many gas stations from selling E15 during the summer. President Trump has called these regulations unnecessary and ridiculous. He's right. It's time for the EPA to honor President Trump's commitment to year-round E15. America's farmers agree.
I hope President Trump sees this through and continues with promoting E15.
Mr. President, America's farmers are counting on you. Paid for by Growth Energy.
Hey, this is the month at the Range St. Louis West. It is Salute to the Brave at the Range. So there's a whole lot going on out there, but the bottom line is you can get half-price lane rental at the Range. They have 20 state-of-the-art indoor shooting lanes out there. You get half-price lane rental for anybody who donates a 10 spot to support a whole number of organizations, including the Hunt for Justice. That's a law enforcement defense organization. They have the Missouri Nurses Foundation. There are a bunch of others that you can donate to while you're out there. So be sure and get in there and check that out. Also, at the Range, you can get a monthly membership. If you're a first responder, for as little as like $10 a month. If you're retired military, you can get it for as little as at $25 a month. And they've got family memberships as well. So go check them out. TheRangeSTL.com, 14803 Manchester Road in Baldwin.
Honey, it's time. We can't put it off another year. If you've heard this from your spouse lately, then you've probably spent some time outside lamenting the condition of your home. Unattractive siding, old drafty windows. If you can't stand another season with these, call Banner Construction today. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor, which means we have the expertise to properly install top quality James Hardie fiber cement siding on any home. When you hire Banner, you're not just purchasing products. You're investing in 25 years of home improvement expertise with a company that cares about the final result. Banner also installs James Hardie's Beechworth windows. Beechworth windows are beautiful wood windows with maintenance-free exteriors. Compared to Marvin, Pella, or Renewal by Anderson, and you'll see that Beechworth has the best features from each brand, all in one incredible window. Don't put it off another day. Call Banner Construction at 314-569-1050. And have a banner day. Call 314-569-1050.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
The Marc Cox Show, brought to you by Thomas Helbig, the official St. Louis financial advisor of The Marc Cox Show.
Find everything Marc Cox at 971talk.com/Cox. FM News Talk, 97.1.
A radio.com station.
She's not ready to tell senators her Brett Kavanaugh story. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Christine Blasey Ford's lawyer says Monday's hearing is too soon, and Democratic Senator Kamala Harris agrees.
The FBI should be given the authority and the direction to do an investigation.
Now, Ford accuses the Supreme Court nominee of groping and assaulting her when they were teenagers. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave, Republicans are signaling they'll move forward with the hearing with or without Ford. Senate Judiciary Committee Republican Chair Chuck Grassley issued a statement saying the panel has offered Ford the opportunity to testify in public or in private, and the invitation still stands. GOP Senator John Kennedy agrees.
We'll do it any way she wants to do it. We just want to get the facts and let her be able to tell us what in her side of the story.
Ford's attorney wrote a letter to Grassley saying her client has received death threats and has had to flee her home. Dave?
Rachel, President Trump's about to leave the White House and head to North Carolina, where thousands remain in shelters. Hundreds of roads are still underwater. Some communities, like Wilmington, badly flooded.
We still are encouraging or asking folks not to come home. We want you here. We love you. We miss you. But access to Wilmington is still very limited.
That's New Hanover County Commissioner Woody White. Hurricane Florence blamed for 37 deaths. The Korean leaders
Applauded at a dinner in Pyongyang.
South and North Korea agreed on a denuclearization plan for the first time.
That's South Korean President Moon Jae-in after Kim Jong-un agreed to close a missile test site and launch pad under the monitoring of international inspectors. Kim also said he'd dismantle his main nuclear complex if the U.S. takes corresponding measures, and the two Koreas also have agreed to a joint bid to host the 2032 Summer Olympics. President Trump tweeted, "Very exciting!" exclamation point. An update on the housing market. New home construction surged 9% last month, the biggest increase since January. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
I used to post to job boards only to be overwhelmed with resumes.
Which made it easy to miss a great candidate.
That old process was
not smart. Then I went to ZipRecruiter.
Its technology finds the right people
and actively invites them to apply.
So I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
Dr. Bob Arnott for Salonpas.
I'm training for the world's most grueling paddleboard race. 32 miles of open ocean, high winds and surf. Naturally, I get a lot of muscle pain. 50 years in medicine has taught me what to look for in a pain reliever. Powerful, targeted, non-addictive, and available without a prescription. I found it in Salonpas Lidocaine Plus. It has 2 powerful anesthetics that numb nerves right where it hurts. Salonpas gives me relief.
97.1 News Time, 8:03. I'm Denise Schaefer. Here's the official forecast from Dave Murray. Mostly sunny, hot and humid today. We'll have a high of 95, then clear and humid tonight, low of 70. More of the same tomorrow. Sunny, hot, humid, high of 94. It's 74 degrees right now. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety problems. The council voted to advance legislation to fund only the next 6 months of security instead of a full year until improvements are made. The measure is up for final approval next week, and the council wants an update by the end of the year. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound 64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. MoDOT officials are closing the ramp for ongoing repair work. Drivers impacted by the closure should use either the 14th or 6th Street ramps to get into the downtown area. The founder of a St. Louis-based music nonprofit was the victim in the attempted carjacking near Forest Park. Tom Townsend was shot in the neck while he was sitting in his SUV early Tuesday morning. He founded Pianos for People, an organization that gives free pianos and lessons to families who couldn't otherwise afford them. Townsend will likely need facial reconstructive surgery because of his injuries. Billy Bush wants to build a microbrewery in Defiance, Missouri. The 20,000-square-foot farm microbrewery would be built on the land right across the street from his Kreftig Polo Club. The 265-customer facility would produce 2,500 barrels per year. The project could also include a museum, gift shop, and petting zoo in the future. This report brought to you by STL Fenceworks, where your satisfaction is their passion. 97.1 News Time, 8:04. It's 74 degrees. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 in Atlanta last night. Paul DeJong hit a 2-run homer, Yadier Molina added a 2-run single, and starter Austin Gomber allowed 6 hits and 1 run in 5 innings. It was the Cardinals' 3rd straight win, and they sit in the 2nd National League wildcard spot. They rev up their 3-game series with an early start today at 11:10. And the Blues started preseason play last night with a 5-3 loss to the Stars in Dallas. They take on the Wild in Minnesota tonight at 7. This report brought to you by Victory Men's Health, the experts in low testosterone and ED, victorymenshealth.com. 97.1 News Time, 8:05. It's 74 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Accident involving an overturned vehicle northbound 141 at 21, and we've got a jam behind that. Northbound 270 still unwinding after an earlier accident. And that accident was where there were 2 of them, actually. One north of 21, another one at Doherty Ferry. Both are gone, but we are the heaviest between 55 and Big Bend. Now, 44 eastbound is slow at 270, slow at Laclede Station Road. We still have a pretty hideous jam for Illinois drivers trying to head into downtown. 64 back past 25th Street, and a slow go on all the bridges. Westbound 270 is a slow go. Coming off the Chain of Rocks Bridge past West Florissant. Westbound 6440 slowing west of Kings Highway out through McCausland. Eastbound there's some volume between Lindbergh and Big Bend. Eastbound 70 a little slow at 270, and eastbound 270 is slow at Lindbergh. By the way, we had an earlier accident westbound 270 past 367, but that's on the shoulder. Traffic brought to you by RP Lumber, best service, best value. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 8:06.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's 8:07 and 74 degrees, and FM News Talk 97.1 is now available on radio.com. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Hey, the folks at Riker's Truck Body want you to know where they are. They're out in beautiful Washington, Missouri, and folks, if you're a working person, if you depend on a truck for servicing a fleet, or you're a landscaper, whatever the case may be, Riker's builds truck bodies for every purpose. It's an amazing thing to walk through their factory. They are sticklers for detail. They build all of these bodies to spec. They showed me bodies that they've built out there on the back of trucks specifically for people who haul mulch, or people who have to haul lawnmowers, for example, or the truck bodies that they put on from around the Midwest, where these fleet companies will send their trucks to Riker's to have them install these bodies that they're building right there on the site for whatever size truck they need. It whether you're local or whether you work in the area and you hear this, call Riker's. Go talk to Gil or Melanie for quotes. They'll give you all the pricing at 1-800-400-3707. That's 1-800-400-3707. It's RikersTruckBody.com.
There's big savings this month at Plaza Land Rover St. Louis. Save over $9,000 off MSRP on the 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Or save more than $11,000 off MSRP on the 2017 Land Rover Discovery. Discover your adventure and save big at Land Rover St. Louis, a Plaza Motor Company. On Olive Boulevard in Creve Coeur and online at LandRoverSt.Louis.com. MSRP on 2018 Discovery Sport $43,789. Stock number JH746185. MSRP on 2017 Discovery $65,713. Stock number HA042155.
Michael has had a lot of problems focusing, following directions, all the things that people with ADHD try to cope with.
If your family's dealing with the issues of ADHD, contact the professionals at St. Louis Neurotherapy Institute like Sherry did.
It's not only affected him, but it's really been something that's affected everybody in the family.
I just wasn't focusing and made a big change. I focus a lot in school now, starting to get a lot of good grades, and it's starting to change my life a lot.
Now he gets up, he's pleasant, he can get his clothes on, he can get his breakfast, he can brush his teeth, get his backpack, all that stuff with very little assistance from me. This has been a total game changer. He's a totally different kid. And Michael, I think you'd agree I'm a nicer mom.
Yeah.
Call to schedule a free consultation and get a tour of the office at 314-983-9355 or visit their website at stlneurotherapy.com. That's stlneurotherapy.com. Don't wait to schedule your free consultation and tour of the office. Call or log on today.
Now it's time for the Sheen Vein Minute with Dr. Sheen.
Why is venous blood so bad?
One of the reasons people also notice that they can have discomfort in the legs is because of the fact that when that blood is sitting in there, people have to remember it is actually venous blood sitting in there. Venous blood is historically dirty blood, has all the waste products, all the byproducts, all your muscles, skin, tissues, and all that dirty stuff. What it does is it makes the blood very acidic. It actually makes the blood almost like a vinegar. It can actually burn the vein wall. That's why if I were to sit there and put a drop of vinegar on your skin, let it sit all day long, you'll notice a little bit of a redness, a little bit of a burn to it. The same thing actually happens inside the veins. So when you do that, you inflame the vein wall, you inflame the nerve endings, and that's where you get the itching, the burning, the aching, the throbbing, the soreness. That's why people who have ropey veins, if you feel them, they feel warmer than the rest of your leg. Please call 314-842-1441 to schedule your appointment today. Let the Sheen Vein Institute change your life.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app, available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. This hour of the Marc Cox Show brought to you by Q in the Lou, September 21st through 23rd. Get all the details at qinthelou.com.
Dirty looks from your mother. Never seen you in a dress that color, no.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Not invited, but I'm glad I made it. Oh, let me apologize. I'll make up for all those times.
Frankly, I think they're lousy on policy, and in many ways they're lousy politicians, but they're very good on obstruction. And it's a shame, because this is a great gentleman. With all of that, I feel that the Republicans, and I can speak for myself, we should go through a process, because there shouldn't even be a little doubt. There shouldn't be a doubt.
And the process is now set up for Monday, but apparently one of the two parties, the accuser, now doesn't want to play all of a sudden. So we'll talk more about that this hour. 314-241-9797. Cassie Smedley from the RNC going to join us later this hour. But right now, it's time to get to the bottom line.
Here's the bottom line.
Here's the bottom line.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Get to the bottom of this.
We've got to get to the bottom of this.
The bottom line on the Marc Cox Show.
That's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this.
That's the bottom line. Truth. You can't handle the truth.
Hey, joined this morning by my friend Scott Jones, a lefty extraordinaire. And if you know Scott, you might see him in black and white stripes occasionally, and that's not because he's in jail. He's a referee. Referees
That's an intro, I tell you.
Football and basketball and all that good stuff, don't you?
It kind of makes me hopefully be a reasonably fair person about things.
Oh, come on. You know all those refs are cheaters. They always cheat for the home team and all that stuff. Come on.
Depends on who pays the most.
Finally got an
kidding.
admission out of him.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Joke.
I know you're kidding. So I know you've already got your ticket to go see President Trump down in Springfield Friday. You're all excited about that.
Oh my God.
You're a big fan, aren't you?
If I didn't already have a game this weekend, I would cancel everything to go down there to see him.
Yeah, to protest probably.
No, because I want to hear him talk about how horrible everybody is but him.
Well, it's true.
It is true. And and I have to remember where I am. I'm home court. You got the home court advantage.
He's playing to the home court here.
Playing to the home court.
Yeah.
Republican for a day.
Yeah. No, I don't want you. I want you to tell me what you think about what's going on with Kavanaugh.
I'm very consistent. I'm a very stable genius.
Just so you know that, Scott Jones.
He's a very stable. I thought he was talking about you.
So what? I am disgusted with what the Democratic Party has done to this Supreme Court nominee. It's disgusting that this good man, this good family man who volunteers in food lines and coaches soccer and all this stuff is being drugged through the mud over an allegation that might have been a dream.
What? I know for a fact that you were equally disgusted when the Republicans stonewalled Merrick Garland, weren't you?
That was different.
Now, why was it different?
Because there were no allegations of Merrick Garland doing anything.
Well, he never had a chance to do it.
The point,
never had a chance.
No, but the point that wasn't the point was the American public needed to speak about who they wanted to appoint the next Supreme Court justice, and they did, and they chose Donald Trump. And now,
let's go back.
And now Chuck Schumer said he would do anything to prevent this guy from becoming a Supreme Court justice.
Let's go back to America choosing Donald Trump. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to quote you.
America chose Donald Trump.
No, America chose a GOP candidate that was going to put in Supreme Court judges. Most people I know that are GOP members, like the one to my left here, held his nose and voted for Donald Trump.
I said that at the time. I'm like, yes. He wasn't my candidate in the primary.
Exactly.
But all that's important is that she is not an alternative. That she was not a viable alternative.
So let's not say that America voted for Donald Trump. America voted for Supreme Court judges. They held their nose and did that.
So why are you holding us up now from getting what we want?
You could. Well, why did the Republicans hold up Merrick Garland? Because that's politics. That's what we do in this country.
What difference at this point does it make?
Who said that? It's politics.
That.
I have evolved a lot since the last time I was on your show.
And tell me why that is, because you had a near-death experience.
Well, not so much that. It's because you start. Well, that too, but. This is all such nonsense. You know, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the Ruth Bader Ginsburg story. Love or hate her, 98-3 or whatever the number was.
Yeah, it was 96 to something.
96-3. This is all such crippling nonsense. He's going to get in. Why waste the time? They're going to vote for him.
They want to inflict as much damage on him as possible and try to get it to November.
Well, that too, but it's because people just, Democrats, everybody has a side now. It's not about the good of the country. It's about who's going to get paid, who's going to get the most clout, who can have the most juice, who's going to get the most Fox time, who's going to be able to sit next to Chris Cuomo and be on the show. It's just all.
Who would want to?
People line up to do that. People love that. They love the ink. They love the show. They get paid to do it. So, of course, they're going to drag them through the mud. This is the social media world. Everything you did going back to junior high school is going to come up.
Oh, no kidding.
Which in this case, it kind of did.
It's kind of frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? If you were rotten as a kid, you're probably going to be rotten as an adult. And they get to
come
find that
on.
out.
You know a lot of you. I'm sure you did things as a 16 or 17-year-old that you're not proud of now.
Maybe not proud of, but I wasn't rotten. Most people I knew, and the same way, and I'll say anybody in this room, everybody you knew that was a jerk in high school is probably still a jerk today.
See, I've found that that's not necessarily the case.
I see two heads shaking, so I believe the women. Listen to the women. Always. Women run this country.
I mean, of course, there's always exceptions to the rule, right? But I think a lot of the times, yeah.
Yeah.
This next election that's coming up in the fall is going to be decided by women. Period. End of story. So,
which explains why the Democrats are trying to gin up trouble with this Supreme Court nominee with a woman.
So you're suggesting that women are that easily influenced by being ginned up?
Sure. On the left.
Oh, on the left.
The ones wearing the pink hats, including Christine Blasey Ford, or whatever how you pronounce her middle name. She was one of the ones who took to the street in a pink hat to resist President Trump. And lo and behold, here she is with allegations against his Supreme Court nominee.
What explains the massive numbers of independent women that voted for Donald Trump that are now not going to vote Republican?
Well, you don't know that they're not going to vote.
Well, that's
what I'm saying is
I forgot. We don't only believe in polls when they
need to get their folks fired up who voted, who were so angry after the election, because traditionally midterm elections the turnout is not as good, so they need to get that turnout ginned up.
And that's why Donald Trump won, because there was no turnout, because nobody thought they'd vote for him. 6 million Democrats stayed home. It was one of the lowest voter turnouts ever.
Scott Jones, I appreciate having you in, man. I'm glad you're a changed man. Going to see the president this week.
Well, I am. I can't. You know what? In all theory, it's all politics. And, people say, well, it's not my president. That's nonsense. He's your president, whether you like it or not. You might have a crazy uncle. You don't like him, but he's still your uncle. So you got to deal with him, and you hope for the best. Who wants to go to sleep at night worrying about what's going to happen? I'm sitting here listening that North Korea and South Korea want to have the Olympics together. They want to get rid of nukes.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome. And if President Trump had something to do with that, that is fantastic.
Wow.
If he never, if he wouldn't talk, and everybody said, oh, my God, we got this unemployment rate, and everybody's got a job. Now, though 50% of those people only making $30,000 a year, but hey, you're still working. You work 4 jobs, you can make it up. Make $100,000, work 4 jobs.
You're like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, if you think that's how that works.
Well, it's kind of is how it works.
They're all working now. No, come on.
It is kind of. It's okay, anyway.
So mark the tape there, because he just supported President Trump and all of his accomplishments. Winning.
What? You can't.
All right, Scott.
You know what? You can't. You want to deny things. You can't deny them. There's a lot of good that goes on. There's a lot of stuff that goes on when you elect a guy that's not a politician that likes to say it on his mic. Guess what? You're going to get get the person you voted for.
I got to go.
Scotty, if you listen to this and you didn't vote, shut up. You don't get to talk.
That was some weird shit.
Yes, it was.
All right,
I get to talk because I voted.
We'll be back in a minute.
I'm begging you.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Turn around, just wait. Work this out.
Follow Mark on Twitter at MarcCox971.
97.1 News Time, 8:20. It's 77 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until the police and transit system can show progress on fixing safety issues. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound 64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. Missouri Task Force 1 has rescued 59 flood victims in North Carolina in the wake of Hurricane Florence. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 last night. They play today at 11:10. This report brought to you by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. That's on you of the very best in fences, decks, patios, and sunrooms. 97.1 News Time, 8:21. It's 77 degrees.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Gosh, a random rain shower in North County, and we've got wet roadways westbound 270 at Lilac. It's kind of rain slowed all the way through 367. So a slow go just because of the weather. So be careful through there. We also have heavy traffic as you are headed for the Chain of Rocks Bridge. Of course, a jam downtown for Illinois drivers. Westbound 64 slow 25th Street across the Poplar. All the bridges downtown heavy and slow. Of course, the problem is construction westbound on the Poplar Street Bridge, blocking a couple of lanes. Northbound 270 still stacked up, 55 through the Clayton Road overpass. Slow-moving traffic eastbound 6440. At least it's dry there, but it's slow from McKnight through Big Bend. Westbound slowing at Hampton, and eastbound 70 slow at 270 at this hour. Traffic brought to you by Meineke. With services from oil change to brake repair, the team at Meineke has you covered. And right now, get a basic oil change for only $19.95. Meineke, on with life. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 8:22.
Dear beloved home, over our years, we've experienced many of life's changes together. Our lives have changed, and we've made changes to you as well. Now, as we pulled into our driveway at the end of a long day, we had noticed it was time for a makeover. Exteriors by Mosby provided us a broad range of options for new windows and siding that let us love your outside as much as we love your inside. With Exteriors by Mosby, we're taking as good care of you as you care for us.
Call 909-8383 or visit exteriorsbymosby.com. Exteriors by Mosby. Home never felt so good.
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018s must go. The time is now to steal a deal on the most awarded luxury vehicles on the road. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. And the savings are huge, only for a limited time during the Gateway Area Acura dealers model year-end sales event. Spend less. Drive more at GatewayAreaAcuraDealers.com.
Hey Brad, that ring you got Julie was twice the size you told me you were looking at.
I know, but I could afford it. I went to Diamonds Direct and got 5 years, 0 interest financing.
You can do that? Finance an engagement ring for 5 years with no interest?
Yeah, and no money down.
Can I do it for a big pair of diamond stud earrings for Courtney?
Yeah, everything's included. It's crazy.
Diamonds Direct, with 5 years, 0 interest on any purchase for a limited time. Don't miss it on approved credit. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Don't get stuck in neutral. Shift your retirement plan into overdrive with your Retirement Highway with Ken Heisey and Steve Muller from the Heisey Advisory Group. Saturday nights at 7 on FM News Talk 97.1.
Hi, I'm Doug Miller, president of Miller Pro CPAs and Business Advisors. As a business owner, I understand the challenges faced when it comes to managing a business. From startup to exit planning, we help you maintain a competitive advantage throughout your business life cycle. Let our team of accountants, former business owners, executives, and engineers help you with all your tax, audit, accounting, and consulting needs. Call Miller Pros today at 314-862-2070 or visit us online at millerpros.com. That's 314-862-2070.
Hey, it's weight loss coach Charles D'Angelo. If you're a busy parent who's stuck in a place you're really unhappy with physically, maybe you have 50, 100, maybe even 200 pounds to lose, you're about to hear my client, Kevin Schnepp, share his 60-pound weight loss success story on Show Me St. Louis. He's a busy dad, but we made it happen.
Were you kind of amazed by how quickly you lost the weight?
I was absolutely amazed. The program is very easy. It's easy to follow, and like I said, you're replacing bad habits with good habits, and once you do that, the results start coming, and the motivation is easy to stick with it.
Because I'm assuming that you had tried other things in the past. I mean, what was it about this that was different?
Correct. There's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it's conflicting. When I met with Charles, he had a pretty solid plan. He's been through it before himself, and he's helped countless people. So when I saw that, and his motivation told me that we could do it, and he put me on the right path.
Set up your free consultation today at charlesdangelo.com.
Hey, go visit my friend Brian Agers at Agers HVAC. He will be happy to come out and take a look at your furnace, your air conditioner. If you need a replacement set of those two things, he's got a lot of great options. But here's what Brian told me. He said, listen, I'm not trying to upsell people when I go to their house. I'll show them a variety of different options, and they can decide what fits their budget. There are financing options. You name it. If you choose one of their Linux systems right now, they've got rebates up to $1,600. That's pretty cool, and it may keep you cool. Who knows that? In the summer, anyway. They've got air conditioners that have reduced people's bills by 40%. They're so efficient. Think about that. That pays you back in a hurry on your heating and electric bills. They've got these furnaces these days with blowers on them that run at different speeds. That reduces your draw on electricity. So many new things are out there. You need to talk to the folks at Agers HVAC. Whether you need a repair or you need a new unit, they'll be glad to help you out. Agers HVAC, spelled AGERS. Go to callagers.com.
Dave Glover.
They're seeing people looting. Shoot them on sight. Don't even argue about it. Shoot them on sight, and they'll just float away. The other thing they're doing down there, I have
Dave Glover, weekdays at 3 on FM News Talk 97.1.
Marc Cox. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797. This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Well, he is not going to be funding my campaign. And the difference between a campaign office that is vibrant and full and one that isn't is volunteers. So, and I will tell you, we have struggled with volunteers in the Ferguson office.
Wow. Somebody recorded Claire McCaskill there admitting that she's having a little trouble finding volunteers for her campaign office. I don't know. I've been surprised. I've had a couple of people knock on my door out in West County campaigning for Claire McCaskill. I'm like, I'm afraid you've stumbled into the 2nd Congressional District here. What are you thinking about? There may be one or two in the neighborhood, but you're going to have to do a lot of walking.
That's
generally speaking.
odd place to canvass for.
Yeah, I would think so.
Claire, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, I'm maybe she is struggling with volunteers. I don't know. I think that Hawley ends up winning that race. But here's the thing about the Kavanaugh case. I do believe it's going to give her the excuse she was waiting for. And somebody pointed this out. If you think Claire McCaskill wouldn't answer one way or the other on the Kavanaugh nomination, how she'd vote, because she was trying to make her mind up, I don't think that had anything to do with it. She knew this was coming. And she knew the minute this came out, it would be the political cover she needed to vote no, to try to satisfy the liberal progs whose support she needs in November. But in the end, it wouldn't make a difference anyway, right? So she can still vote no and then argue, well, this is why.
Which is frustrating to know that information was there.
Yes.
And
they never brought it up during the
hearing.
Has
anyone, like, they don't have to answer these questions? Like, why don't we know? Why hasn't that answer? Who was the first person that had it? I'm drawing a blank on who.
Dianne Feinstein.
Yes.
It was delivered to her.
Yeah.
And then it leaked. And they all act surprised that
Right.
the information leaked out. Are you kidding me? That's like a sieve up there in Dianne Feinstein's office. Wow. 314-241-9797. Cassie Smedley coming up from the RNC. We'll get to your phone calls as well.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather with Dave Murray.
Summertime still does not want to let go across the St. Louis area. Partly sunny skies. It's hot. It's humid. 95 for the high. Then tonight, mostly clear skies. 80s this evening. 70 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly to mostly sunny skies. Still hot and humid on Thursday. 94 degrees. A couple of scattered showers and thunder showers around on Friday. 85 for the high and mostly cloudy skies, but in the 70s for highs over the weekend. This is FM News Talks 97.1 Chief Meteorologist meteorologist Dave Murray.
I'm Jennifer Kushinka with Your Money Now. Hurricane Florence has taken a huge toll on animals. Sanderson Farm says at least 1.7 million chickens have died in flooding. The chickens died at 60 farm buildings located at independent farms in North Carolina. The company says Florence will result in short-term supply disruptions. The overall cost to the state's agriculture is still unknown. Hog production is another large industry in the state, but the North Carolina Pork Council says mortality figures are not yet available. Papa John's is trying to distance itself from its founder and public face, John Schnatter, with a new ad campaign. The chain has released new ads showing a diverse group of Papa John's franchise owners. The ads are aimed at blunting the stigma against the company after it came out that Schnatter used a racial slur at a media training session. Since then, Papa John's has been removing his image from company trucks, stores, ads, and pizza boxes. On Wall Street futures, indicating a slightly lower open this morning. And that's Your Money Now.
The clock is ticking. Every day you put off buying life insurance can cost you big time. The older you get, the more you'll have to pay. And a sudden accident or unexpected illness could cause your rates to skyrocket or even make you uninsurable. Beat the clock. Call Select Quote now. No hassle, no obligation. In minutes, you'll have a choice of your best rates from up to 10 highly rated life insurance companies. Richard, 40 years old, takes meds to control his cholesterol. Still, Select Quote got him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. Under $1 a day. Don't risk your family's security another minute. Get your free quote now. Just call 800-569-2121. That's 800-569-2121. 800-569-2121. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Your Money Matters, brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, your dealer for Marvin Windows and Doors in the St. Louis region. FisherWindow.com. Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
We had a random rain shower move through North County and some slow-moving traffic on the Chain of Rocks Bridge as a result. Also some slow-moving traffic at 367 for westbound 270 drivers. Still a jam downtown as drivers head in from Illinois. We have construction ongoing westbound the Poplar Street Bridge, blocking a few lanes. 64 is back near 25th Street. Heavy volume on the bridges downtown. And now we've got northbound 270 stacked up. That's 55 through the Clayton Road overpass where there's an accident reported. Eastbound 6440 is slow just east of Lindbergh through Big Bend. Westbound lining up near Hampton out through McCausland. And westbound 70 slow at Jennings Station. Eastbound, an accident reported just east of 270. Some slow-moving traffic in that area as well. Traffic brought to you by Meineke. With services from oil change to brake repair, the team at Meineke has you covered. And right now, get a basic oil change for only $19.95. Meineke, on with life. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 8:33.
Watch the Marc Cox Show live on the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox. Log on to our website or use your mobile device to join the daily live stream and watch the show. It's the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox.
Hey, Tim Jones here from my guys at Universal Windows Direct. You know if you need new windows. If your windows are moldy, ugly, fogged up, drafty, or worse, listen, winter's coming, and it's supposed to be a doozy. Don't suffer through one more winter in a cold, drafty home. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. They've got that patented foam super spacer technology created by NASA, creates a better seal than traditional metal spacers. Your windows are going to last longer. You save money on your energy bills. New windows from Universal will make your home more beautiful. Everyone's custom made for your home, from wood trim to premium vinyl, the added security of cam-style locks. It's like looking at a brand new home, all backed up by the true lifetime warranty, covered for as long as you own your home, plus 30 years to the next homeowner. For every window you buy, the next one's free. There's no limits. 0% financing for 36 months, all backed up by that true lifetime warranty. Call to schedule your free in-home estimate today. Call 314-878-0300. That's 314-878-0300. Or go to universalwindowsstlouis.com. That's universalwindowsstlouis.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
When your parents are no longer able to stay at home, it can be a very challenging thing to go through. I'm Eileen Lambert with Oasis Senior Advisors. My goal is to make it easier for the families during this difficult time. I meet with them and determine their unique needs. I streamline the process, and it's a free service to the families.
If you're facing a decision for an aging loved one, contact Eileen Lambert
Lambert at Oasis Senior Advisors, 314-602-9998. Servicing the entire metro area. Oasis Senior Advisors, 314-602-9998.
Have you discovered the Lombardo difference? Discover unrivaled quality and extraordinary details. Discover customization perfectly suited to you. Discover Cambridge Falls, an exquisite Lombardo Homes community located on the east side of Wilmer Road, north of Highway N in Wentzville. Cambridge Falls offers ranch and colonial homes from 2,000 to over 3,000 square feet, all with a finished recreation room in the lower level, starting in the high 200s. Cambridge Falls is proud to be part of the acclaimed Wentzville School District. To learn more, visit lombardohomes.com.
Head to Mid-America Arms. From firearms to accessories, you won't find a better selection in Mid-America, including guns, rifles, knives, ammo, holsters, cases, and more. From Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Benelli, Sig Sauer, and others. Ask their no-commission sales assistants about their trade-in policy, transfers, rebates, and info about concealed carry and basic firearms training. Mid-America Arms, 8205 Gravois Road, and at midamericaarms.com. That's midamericaarms.com.
Marc Cox. Talk lines are open now at 314-241-9797 or 866-455-9797. This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Mama, let me be. Don't come hanging round my door. I don't wanna see your face no more.
And I think it's really too bad that no one called her or called her lawyer. My understanding is she got emails. And this is a woman, and I really believe, who's been profoundly impacted by this. Now, I can't say everything's truthful. I don't know.
Boom. Boom. Drop the mic. Dianne Feinstein even admitting that she doesn't know if it's the truth, but she feels that this woman has been profoundly impacted. Well, she's been profoundly impacted because you leaked the letter. I find this fascinating. It's fascinating to me. Listen to the attorney for this accuser in this case against Kavanaugh, Blasey Ford. She goes on CNN, shocker, and says this.
The Democrats, Senator Feinstein in particular, respected her request for confidentiality initially. And that was the right thing to do because victims of sexual assault have the ability to say whether and when those allegations should be made public. And so I have no problem with the way Senator Feinstein or the Democrats handled this. She came forward after these allegations were leaked.
You know, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, Cassie Smedley from the RNC, but how does she think the document got leaked if Dianne Feinstein's office is the only one that had it?
That's a head scratcher.
I mean, seriously, she doesn't have any fault with how the Democrats have handled this until it got leaked. Well, who do you think leaked it?
That's exactly right. And I think that just goes to show that all of this talk about Dianne Feinstein using this in the 11th hour for political purposes has done a disservice not just to the process, but also to the accuser, the alleged victim here. And it's unfortunate, I think, that even her lawyer is playing cover-up for Dianne Feinstein here because I think her client is actually pretty upset with her.
Yeah, well, I think her client probably should be. My other suspicion is, listen, I think that I was a little hard on Chuck Grassley and the Republican leadership for so easily agreeing to this hearing on Monday. And then yesterday it dawned on me that they did have a strategy because they offered it, they set it up, they invited her, and now she's not going to show up. So, they've done everything they can. They can't make the woman come and testify.
That's right. Hats off to Chairman Grassley and Leader McConnell for saying we want to hear her. We also want to give Judge Kavanaugh the opportunity to clear his name. That's what's fair in both cases. And we're going to delay the vote from this Thursday. It's supposed to be tomorrow. We're going to notice it 1 week out per the rules of our committee. And we're going to let these folks be heard, but continue with our process as well. And the Democrats, who are just putting this on their list of delay tactics are saying, oh, wait a minute, that didn't quite work out how we thought. And so now they're scrambling for their next delay tactic. And all the while, you've got this woman and the judge whose lives have been profoundly impacted by this politicking on the Democrat side.
Well, yeah, it sure seems nakedly obvious from this point of view. From my point of view, there are obviously people that still believe that, you know, that they're doing it for only pure reasons. But it strikes me that now they're going to say, even if they go ahead and have the vote Wednesday, that they didn't vet this well enough, and every time he votes from this point forward, it'll just be another excuse for them to, you know, point out, well, he shouldn't have been on the court to begin with, or whatever the case may be. So we're used to that. We know what to expect.
As a reminder to your listeners, the judge has been vetted 6 times, thoroughly vetted by the FBI and others. He has been gone through 6 confirmation processes. So I think we've had a lot of vetting on the judge, and we've had a lot of people attest to his character. But let's hear this out. And if the accuser does not want to come forward, then let's proceed with the vote.
You know, Cassie, I know that the president's coming to Springfield on Friday, and everybody, I know a lot of folks that are going to drive down there to attend. And here's the thing about it. Claire McCaskill has said all along that she wouldn't announce yet how she'd vote on Kavanaugh. I can't help but to believe it's because she knew this was going to drop, and now this gives her the cover she needs to vote no.
Well, I think you might have had a thought there a few days ago, but as this drags on, frankly, I think the cover that those red state Democrats were hoping for has gone away. You know, if this plays out for the political ploy that it's appearing to be, now they're in a real pickle. Because, to your point, they were hoping for this opportunity to have a little bit of cover, and I think that's gone away because the judge has, through nearly 30 hours of open testimony, has proven all of the character witness statements that those who have worked with him have said about him. So I think she's still in a tough pickle because at the end of the day, she's going to upset someone, whether that be the far left wing of the base and the Planned Parenthoods of the world, or the majority of Missourians who voted for elected officials in 2016 who would put great conservative Supreme Court justices on the court.
Sure. And, you know, I know the president, people in Missouri are taking notice. I mean, he and the vice president have been paying a lot of attention to Missouri, and I think people appreciate that, and I think it's going to pay off for Josh Hawley.
Well, I'm with you. Of course, we love our state. We think everyone should also pay attention to it, but I think that speaks volumes about Josh Hawley. I think he's very much, we've heard the president say it, the president is impressed by Josh Hawley. The president thinks that he will be a great ally to have in the Senate to continue pushing forward the president and the Republican agenda, and will keep our good thing going. And we know that, of course, that's what we need. And if Claire McCaskill gets another shot at another term, she is going to take every chance she can to block the president, try and bring back those tax cuts, re-implement them, bring back those regulations that have been harming us. She cannot wait to get her liberal left hands on all of the policy and turn them around. We can't let that happen.
Yeah, you know, Cassie, yesterday I heard the president in his news conference talking about tariffs and how badly the United States has been treated going back many years. And he said he didn't understand why previous presidents didn't do more about it, but they didn't, and he's going to. China's in a pickle here. China's economy is not doing well, and now they want to get into a battle with us over these tariffs.
That's right. What I appreciate about the president playing hardball on these bad trade deals is he's saying, look, you guys have a lot to lose too, and I'm going to prove it to you. We're seeing that in China. I was just reading this morning that the pressure is on Trudeau up in Canada. People are not happy that he has not been willing to play ball on getting the Canadian part of the new North American Free Trade Agreement together because they're hurting as well. And that's what I appreciate about our president. I think for too long we've had folks who have fought on behalf of the world, and now we have a president who's fighting on behalf of Americans and saying you can play with us or without us, but we're going to do what's in the best interest of our country.
Well, you could break your neck following the shiny objects these days, but sometimes it's good to focus on the winning that's going on in the background, and the president just keeps trudging forward as all of this stuff flies around him.
That's right. And if we want to continue to win, if you want all this good news to continue, you want all the enthusiasm to continue, you got to vote on November 6th. That doesn't happen by coincidence. That is happening because we have a great president and great elected officials who are listening to us. Let's get more of them in Congress, including Josh Hawley.
There you go. It's a great point. Cassie Smedley, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Have
bet.
a great day.
You too. At CM Smedley on Twitter there if you want to follow her. She's, of course, National Press Secretary for the GOP. So, happy to get her thoughts on that. And it's interesting. She thinks that might just backfire on Claire Still if she decides to vote against Kavanaugh. That's not something I'd really considered. Hey, the phone lines are almost full. I got one line open, 314-241-9797. I'm going to get to some of your calls coming up here in just a minute.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show. Follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Marc Cox Show.
97.1 News Time, 8:46. It's 77 degrees. I'm Denise Schaefer, and here are a few of the local stories we're following this morning. And this report brought to you by RP Lumber, best service, best value. The 11th Street ramp on eastbound I-64 will close at 9 this morning and remain closed for the next 15 days. The St. Louis County Council plans to withhold some security funding for Metro until safety issues are fixed. In sports, the Cardinals beat the Braves 8-1 last night. 97.1 News Time, 8:47.
Traffic from the Deck and Patio Living Traffic Center.
Accident northbound 270 near the Clayton Road overpass. That's been blocking the right lanes, and we've got a solid jam back through Gravois and some moderate volume that goes back through 21. Still a jam headed for and crossing the Poplar Street Bridge. Westbound 64 is slow as well at the 70 merge. We had a couple of stalls reported on the ramp to the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. Some slow-moving traffic on the bridges downtown for sure. Now, we had a random rain shower up north, and westbound 270 is still a slow go right around 367. Eastbound 6440, volume between McKnight and Big Bend. Westbound is slow from Hampton out through 170, and then it opens up. Traffic brought to you by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit score and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. Credit Karma, get knowing. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic. 97.1 News Time is 8:47.
Join me, Thomas Helbig, along with Marc Cox and Mark Close for the last Protecting Your Retirement educational event of the year on Tuesday, October 9th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30 p.m. There's limited seating, so you need to hurry. Call right now to reserve your space, 855-755-1555. Do you know the latest strategies for increasing your returns, reducing your risk, and increasing your retirement income? Do you know how to protect your assets in volatile times and help maximize the legacy you leave your heirs?
The economy is booming.
You also know how to have a comprehensive written retirement income plan. You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 or older, you don't want to miss this last event. Protect your retirement nest egg and join me, Thomas Helbig, along with Marc Cox and Mark Close at the Frontenac Hilton on Tuesday, October 9th at 6:30 p.m. Call 855-755-1555 or online at retirementkey.com. That's 855-755-1555 or online at retirementkey.com.
The Gateway Area Acura dealers are dealing during the model year-end sales event. 2019 Acura models have arrived, and 2018s must go. ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX. You want it? We got it. GatewayAreaAcuraDealers.com.
You know who doesn't make pumpkin spice anything? Black Rifle Coffee, that's who. Stop by Tactical in St. Peter's today for ground, whole bean, or K-Cups. Try Freedom Fuel, AK Espresso, Coffee or Die, or everyone's favorite, caffeinated as
Hi, I'm Charles D'Angelo, weight loss coach and author of the best-selling book, Think and Grow Thin. For the last 15 years, I've helped thousands of people to take charge of their lives mentally, emotionally, and physically. If you're stuck in a place you hate, tired, depressed, and in a defeat whirlpool of emotional eating, I've been there. I once weighed 360 pounds. I was frustrated and confused, and despite everything I had tried, I felt like nothing worked. There were trainers, gyms, supplements, but nothing stuck. I set out to totally transform my life, starting where it all began, my own thinking. I created a step-by-step system to totally change the unhealthy relationship I had with myself and food. I lost 160 pounds and have been helping others achieve their goals ever since. If you're truly ready to discover what it's going to take to have the life you deserve, visit my website, charlesdangelo.com, and schedule a free consultation where we'll talk about exactly what you're going to have to do to make your dreams a reality. Get inspired today at charlesdangelo.com.
The only way you can take FM News Talk 97.1 with you is the radio.com app. Available on your smartphone in the App Store. Download the radio.com app today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Dire Straits Legacy, celebrating the music of Dire Straits. Saturday, September 29th at the Family Arena, reuniting some old friends, world-class musicians, and members of Dire Straits who made those iconic records, bringing the music of Dire Straits back to the concert stage. Get tickets now at Carroll House Box Office located at the Family Arena or online at metrotix.com. Dire Straits Legacy Live. Rock of the 70s, featuring April Wine, The Babies, Savoy Brown, and Pat Travers. Friday, October 5th at the Family Arena. April Wine, The Babies, Savoy Brown, and Pat Travers. Right here. Get reserved seats on sale now at the Carroll House Box Office in the Family Arena or online at metrotix.com. One night only. Don't miss Rock of the 70s.
This station is now conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
According to the Dementia Society of America, it's believed that more than 9 million Americans live with some form of dementia. In addition, every 68 seconds, someone is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. If you have a parent or loved one who is showing signs of dementia, don't miss our upcoming workshop, The 7 Critical Actions to Take in a Case of Dementia. Presented by Kevin Jameson, founder of the Dementia Society of America, and Don Quante, author of the best-selling book, Don't Go Broke in a Nursing Home. At this workshop, you'll learn what dementia is and how to tell if your loved one may have it. Learn the early signs and stages of dementia, what financial and legal concerns should be addressed today, and how paying for dementia care can wipe out your savings and what to do about it. For reservations, call 800-924-8910. That's 800-924-8910. The number again, 800-924-8910.
FM News Talk 97.1. This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Men in this country, and I just want to say to the men in this country, just shut up and step up.
Senator Hirono from Hawaii wants you to shut up, because if you're a man, you're not allowed to have an opinion, apparently, on this issue. What do you think? The girls in the studio aren't saying anything, but I do.
We gave you
I
eyes.
have an opinion. She wants you to shut up about this and just let the women handle it. Of course, there are no women on the Judiciary Committee that are Republicans. So then that's an issue, because men shouldn't be questioning a woman who's accusing a man of something improper, apparently. Hashtag me too. I'm just saying. Hey, let me get to a couple of phone calls here. Dan, thanks for the call.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Who supplied the alcohol, and who supplied the place for these kids to be drinking alcohol?
Well, I'm not even sure it ever happened. According to him, now she clearly thinks she was at a party where that was happening. So that happens all the time, all across America.
Yeah, if they want to, drag things out on him, well, what about their parents who apparently supplied alcohol and a place to party?
She can't even remember where she was. So yeah, it's pretty confusing for the whole thing here. I'm just telling you. Carl, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Mark, love your show.
Thank you.
I have it on good authority, and I'm not asking you to believe me. It's kind of conspiratorial, but that the CIA, as we all know, is at the heart of the deep state, and that her father was a CIA asset, and that her family did have some interaction with the Kavanaugh in divorce proceedings within the family, and that she was actually chosen to derail Kavanaugh, and that she was never supposed to go under oath because she would have criminal liability, and that the whole point was to stop Trump from declassifying this week all of everything that's going to blow a hole in the deep state.
And he did it anyway.
And
if that's true, yeah. Interesting, Carl. Yeah, I had not heard that one. I did see the court documents showing that Brett Kavanaugh's mother, Martha, was involved in a foreclosure proceeding against her parents. She was one of several judges involved. She did issue an order granting a motion to dismiss part of that case, but I don't think she was the judge that made any final decisions on the foreclosure. So I've yet to see what she would have done that would have spurred, any hatred or anything on their part or retribution necessary. But it is funny that their families' paths have crossed several times on that. That's for sure. Hey, Kurt, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mark. Just a couple of things. The gas tax, well, why don't they cut the size of our government by 20% in Missouri, cut the staff?
There you go.
And Dianne Feinstein, why didn't she get the Chinese to do the investigation?
Yeah, she had apparently a Chinese government employee on her payroll.
Exactly.
Lots of. Maybe he's the one that leaked it. You think?
No telling with her.
Yeah, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. I don't know what to think. I don't know about the deep state thing. I just think the Democrats often are playing chess when the Republicans are playing checkers. I still love that analogy. They're thinking a couple steps ahead sometimes, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's not another shoe to drop on this story. That's what I'm afraid of. That they'll let the Republicans go Monday. She won't show up to testify. They'll announce that they're going to have a vote Wednesday, and on Tuesday, the other shoe will drop where they'll claim they have somebody willing to back up her claims, which then they'll have to delay the vote again. It's all a delaying tactic. That's all this is about. David, I got about a minute. What's on your mind?
Hey, Christine Ford refuses to testify, so I guess we're out of options. We're going to have to waterboard her next.
Yes, enhanced interrogation techniques. What do you think?
Yeah, there you go.
That'll go over well with them. I like it, David. Thank you. Thank you for the advice. What do you think, ladies? Does that work? Uh-oh, they're all looking at me. Are you crazy?
I'm going to let you take that.
What are you thinking about?
Yep. Mr. Cox, you got that? All you.
Well, it would be even better. We'll bring Dick Cheney back, and we'll let him do it. And that would just infuriate the left even more, wouldn't it?
I am going to respectfully ask you to make that phone
call.
call.
Oh, okay. All right. No problem.
Your producer is not going to get on that. Yeah, that one's on you.
I'm really busy after the show today.
Yeah, I didn't have time to get around to that. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Well, hey, listen, had Governor Parson in studio earlier. He talked about the gas tax. He supports it. If you want to listen to that interview, you can always go to our website at 971talk.com/Cox. We've also got it on the Facebook page, The Marc Cox Show on Facebook. Go there, like the page. You'll get our notifications. You can watch things on demand there all the time. Hey, have a great day. Kilmeade's up next with the latest from the swamp. And Annie Fry right here, noon to 3. We'll see you tomorrow.
Honey, it's time. We can't put it off another year. If you've heard this from your spouse lately, then you've probably spent some time outside lamenting the condition of your home. Unattractive siding, old drafty windows. If you can't stand another season with these, call Banner Construction today. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor, which means we have the expertise to properly install top quality James Hardie fiber cement siding on any home. When you hire Banner, you're not just purchasing products. You're investing in 25 years of home improvement expertise with a company that cares about the final result. Banner also installs James Hardie's Beechworth windows. Beechworth windows are beautiful wood windows with maintenance-free exteriors. Compare to Marvin, Pella, or Renewal by Anderson, and you'll see that Beechworth has the best